Hello. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yeah, we see some comments every day. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Sidec e-commerce class live streaming. All right. So for those that joined us last week, so most probably you know who I am. I'm Chacha here. Welcome back again. And for those that just joined us from today's sessions onward, my name is Chacha, and I'm actually from DMC, but partnering with Sidec, I will be your host for the sessions. Hello. And on behalf of Sidec, Selangor Information Technology and Digital Economy Corporation, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all of you who are joining us today. Yeah, currently with us. So say hi to all of us in the comment box. Yeah, share with us where are you tuning in from. Okay, but most importantly, if you benefited from the last few sessions, please help us to share this live out on your social media so that your friends and family can also be benefited from it as well. All right. And for your information, with the team of Elevate your e-commerce knowledge. Yeah. So this is actually a free e-commerce live streaming session and it's brought to you by the Selangor State Government together with Sidec. So we actually have scheduled, let me put this up. Yep. So we actually have scheduled a total of 15 sessions, 15 topics on e-commerce topic across 3 modules. Introduction to e-commerce, e-commerce process, and digital marketing. And we started last week and it will cross until September. And we have invited a lot of industry experts to share insights, solutions, e-commerce sectors, knowledge as well to you so that you can actually take it and put back to work. Yeah. So today we are on 13th of July. So we'll be talking on social commerce. If you're interested for upcoming topics, do check out on Sidec Facebook as well as on the website for all the upcoming topics. All right. Now, a little bit of housekeeping rules over here. So do interact with our speakers before I bring them up for today. Yeah, comments as much, interact with them in today's sessions. And if you have any of the questions, we will have Q&A, yeah, with our speakers as well. So you can take down your questions later during the Q&A. You can post in the comment box. We will pick some relevant ones in order to post it to our speakers to answer. All right. Now, without further ado, let me introduce all of you, our speakers for today. All right. So we have 3 of them. First, we have Sam. We have also.
Hi.
Hi, Sam. Yeah, Sam is from Beyond Infinity Asia. Will be our coach for today. And we have Geraldine. Hi. Geraldine.
Hi, Chacha. Hi, guys.
Hello. Hey, and we have Aliff from VI College.
Hi, Chacha. Hi, everyone.
Hi. All right. So over here, so 3 of our speakers will be sharing today. I'll re-invite them later on as well. So we'll first hear from Sam. So let's continue for the session. Yeah. So while Sam is here, so what are social commerce that we're going to talk about? Okay. So why do we need that? So basically, social commerce, a little bit of background, is about like selling products, yeah, or services using social media. So combining e-commerce and social media power together, it is a rising trend. So with social commerce, there are actually a lot of entire shopping experience from discovery, research to checkout process all happen on social media. And today we have our coach for the day, Sam. Okay, so hello. Yeah, Sam is actually from Beyond Infinity Consultancy, yeah, Asia that you can see. And he has been in e-commerce industry, guys, for more than 10 years. Okay, so aside from being consultant, enabling brands and businesses across Southeast Asia, he's also knowledgeable in training others to grow their e-commerce revenues as well. So Sam is a certified Alibaba Business School and Taobao University trainer, and he has extensive experience consulting brands and businesses from various industries. I will now pass the time to our coach for the day. Okay, Sam, the time is all yours.
Thank you very much, Chacha. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I just want to give a sound check over here. Everyone can hear me very loud and clear. Just type clear in the comment box so that I can know that all of you can hear me loud and clear. Okay, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to share my screen so that we can start on for today. Thank you, Huang. Thank you very much. So it's very clear, fantastic. I see that most of you are all coming from Facebook. It's amazing. And I have just started to share my slide. So do let me know if you guys can see my slides and hear me very, very clearly. Fantastic. I hope all of you actually already had lunch, yeah, because now it's almost 2 o'clock. So good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone had your lunch. Hopefully, you already had your coffee. And most importantly, thank you very much for Sidec and Cha Cha for introducing me. Today, we are going to have a very short 1 hour session to share with you about social commerce. Now, in fact, despite being very short, I want to go straight to the point. So let's make this session productive. All right. So I need your attention, I need your focus, and more importantly, I need your participation and energy. Can you do that? If you can, please comment start. Awesome. Thank you very much. Now, I'm just going to run through with you what we are actually going to cover in today's key topics. All right. So what's going to happen here today is I'm going to cover these few key topics. The first one is allow me to have a deeper introduction regarding my company, Beyond Infinity Consultancy. And secondly, we're going to dive into in 2021, the trends that currently happen in social commerce. And more importantly, what are the top social platforms that you could start with or at least engage with if you're in this area of business. But more importantly, I think everyone is here today to learn the question, how? How do we do so? So I'm going to share with you a few fundamental concepts that you can use in your business that has worked. And more importantly, I don't just believe in theory, I believe in being practical. So we'll have a little bit of activity along the way. Now, what's going to happen is first, my name is Sam Kon and I'm a CEO of Beyond Infinity Consultancy. Now, I have been in the e-commerce industry for more than 10 years now, and I was also chosen as one out of 1,000 entrepreneurs to visit the Alibaba ecosystem in 2019. So bringing that wealth of knowledge in terms of digital economy, e-commerce, bringing back to Southeast Asia and sharing to people like you who are tuning in. And more importantly, I've also received top e-commerce awards for the businesses that have onboarded online. And just in 2019, if you have attended the Lazada conference in 2019, I was the invited keynote speaker and trainer, teaching people in terms of how to leverage online to excel in their business. Sometimes you may see me in panel speaking discussions or either panel talks regarding e-commerce in Southeast Asia. I believe in contributing knowledge to the people such as today, sharing the wealth of knowledge that I have to people like you so that you have a chance to survive in the business and implement. And more importantly, personally, I'm also a certified trainer by Alibaba Business School and Taobao University. I do guest lectures in MBA classes and also university settings. I still actively write in articles regarding e-commerce related topics. So you may see me in newspapers and magazines. So those are just a brief introduction about myself. Now, the next question that people really ask is why? Why do people engage me? Now, it is because my company is focused in these 5 areas of expertise. Now, the first area is we consult businesses who want to transform from an offline setting going to online, and we'll teach them how, what are the process, and what are the steps to do so. We also help them to advise, design, and implement such e-commerce solutions. So whether it's setting up your website, you wanted to know how to exactly to navigate through your e-commerce, that's what we can do for you. But more importantly, everyone wanted to learn about what is the e-commerce right now? What is the strategy? What works and what doesn't? Which is why in BIC, we conduct numerous trainings for private, corporate, and also in the public to educate people how exactly to have their e-commerce game plan. Sometimes you may see me appearing in government functions or either also panel speaking, such as for speaking engagements. Now, lastly, also since MCO, we have many businesses who have approached us to consult in terms of understanding our coaching, our experience, so that they will be able to help them solve real e-commerce problems. So these are the reasons of why people engage us for our expertise. So I hope that this gives you a very clear idea on what exactly I do and why am I here today that I will want to share with you. Now, very quickly, and because I do not want to waste time in our 1 hour session here today, so precious, right? So I want to quickly dive into what we so-called in the 2021. What are some of the very digital social trends that we can very observe here today? Now, we are already in July, so we are halfway through 2021. And I must say, it has been rather interesting. Okay, so I have a question for all of you here, and please answer me honestly. Okay, can you tell me, all of you, 234 people of you, what do you use social media for? Please be honest. Okay, please be honest. I can tell you, I use social media to stalk on news. Okay, I watch a lot of news on social media. But what exactly do you all do for social media? Come on, comment. Tell me, do you guys look for food? Are you stalking your neighbors? Okay, for stalking neighbors, please do not comment, okay? But let me know, what are the reasons that you use social media? Now, for the fact that all of you are on Facebook here today, I'm sure you have your reasons. And even if you want to tell me, because I want to join Sidec class, I want to go find out the latest e-commerce information, Mark Law say, busybody. Okay. Terry says, is networking. All right, that's great. It's good to always keep in touch. Magdalene said chat and food. Okay, Magdalene, I hope at night, when you're browsing your social media, you don't get hungry, okay? Because sometimes I also browse and I gotten hungry and I put on extra weight. Morgan say for funny videos. Siulan say entertainment. Nora is entertainment. Crystal also entertainment. All right, search for products. Wow, okay. And Crystal mentioned promote for business. Joe say to check for update. What update? Do you mean the current pandemic update, is it? Oh yeah, social media is very fast sometimes, yeah? Okay, Munira say to communicate, update, work, entertainment, and now food, new recipe. Wonderful, Munira. I hope, to see you baking or any new recipes, do share with us. So great. It seems that all of us here have very diverse reasons of why we use social media. But let me share with you, over the world, what do people use? What are the top reasons that people actually use social media? Now, it is amazing that everyone has different reasons, yeah, but latest findings have shown that the top reasons, number one, is to stay in touch with friends and family. So like most of you have mentioned, yeah, to connect, to chat, to network. Now, of course, we want to know what our friends had breakfast, what our friends have lunch, what our friends have dinner. I'm sure that's also part of it, yeah, I'm just joking. But also one of it that you all commented, especially a few of you that mentioned, Hari Kumar also mentioned entertainment. So finding funny and entertaining content, that seems something to be of crucial impact towards using social media. Now, some of you also mentioned, yeah, finding products to purchase. So especially some of you have mentioned, so like Nuro says, she wants to find something goes for viral. Some Kenneth also mentioned for also passing time. But more importantly, some of you also mentioned looking for a particular product. Yeah. And the fourth top reason that people actually use social media is also seeing content from favorite brands. So it could be a company that you have been following, big names, big brands. You want to know what actually they're up to, what is their activity. Now, what these top reasons in social media actually tell us is that there are actual consumers using social media for various reasons, various purposes, just like you. Now, the question is your business already catering to their intention? So this is a question I would like to leave it to you to think about. Now, let's dive a little bit deeper, okay, in terms of these digital behaviors. Now, about 44.7%, all right, use social media as a main source for looking information. So about brands, yeah. So some of you here also commented as well, yeah. Especially Janet also mentioned do research, Okay, Priya say promote for business. That's very true. So there are actually 44.7 around the world that people actually uses social media to research about their brands, yeah. And all in all, on a monthly usage, per person could use an average of 6 different types of social media platforms. Now, that's just amazing because we have so many different social media platforms, and later I'm going to review to you what are the top social media platforms at the current time. Now, about 82.2% of people actually visit social media to find funny or entertainment content. Now, we see a huge chunk of this, yeah, whether it's a TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram. My favorite is TikTok, actually. And I find a lot of curious content over there that makes me very entertained, especially at night. So it helps me to sleep as well. But also, there are about 22.6% of people research brands and products on social media. So it could be a product that you just suddenly come by in a marketplace, or it could be something that have been shared over WhatsApp and suddenly you just want to have the urge to search. So either you search on Google, or second platform would be in social media platforms. Now, many of you here today may already have a business, or you could be planning to start a business on social commerce. Now, but these latest insights that I'm sharing with you point out that social media can be a touch point between your potential customers and you. So are you already there yet? Now, some of you have already mentioned, it is used to promote your business. That's very good. Yeah. Now, let's look a little bit further. So here I want to review with you some recent studies that indicate what are the top, accounts that social media that people usually like to follow. And it is none other than the first one being the entertainment. Yeah, because we all like to be entertained. Yeah, source of entertainment is very important in social media for your customers. So think about it. Yeah, what I'm sharing with you right now, relate to yourself. Are you already catering to this sort of customers? Is it aligned with your business? Now, I'm sure, right, even though there's 270 of you here right now, I'm sure more than 1/3 of you are in the food business, okay? Because social media, one of the top being followed is actually restaurants, chefs, and food personalities. I cannot reiterate and tell you how much different food accounts that I actually follow to watch at night because there's just so many entertaining food to watch, right? But this is also a behavior of your consumer. So if you're in a food business, you are in one of the top being search business in social commerce. Now, of course, lastly would be companies and brands that you have purchased from. So it could be something that you wanted to buy from this particular brand, or it could be a brand that you've already purchased from. So you follow them to understand what is their behaviors, what were the latest news. Now, interesting fact is, all these three top accounts that were followed tells you that these social platforms can be used to cater to your customers' behavior, your customers' appetite. So if any of you are in the food business, I'm definitely the right customer for you. So, feel free to share some of your accounts in the Facebook Live here in the chat. I don't mind going in and checking it out as well. Now, so what this leads to tell us in your mind right now, you'll be asking, okay, great. So he's telling us all these wonderful insights and statistics and whatnot, but what are the top social platforms? Ding, 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 ding. All right. So as of Q1 of this year, these are some of the top social media platforms with active users. So in ranking order, I'm just going to show you, yeah. So number one, it will be Facebook, yeah, with approximately of 2.7 billion active users. All right, and then next would be YouTube, approximately about 2.2 billion active users. WhatsApp, yeah, I'm sure all of you have WhatsApp over here, approximately 2 billion around the globe with active users. Next is Instagram, WeChat, and my personal up and coming favorite, TikTok. Yeah, so that's TikTok is approximately about 730 million. Now, I just want to check with you and comment with me right now. How many of you have presence of your business in these social media platforms? Now, if you have all 6 here, comment 6. Okay, if you have 1 here, just comment 1. But if you have 10, just comment 10 also. It's fine. All right. Thank you very much for sharing some of your kitchen info. So we have Vishna's Kitchen, Arabai. Great. So Vishna's Kitchen from Vijaya and Arabai online shop. Which social media platforms are you guys available for your business? Is it on Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, Instagram, TikTok, WeChat? Tell me. So which one? Okay, wow. So Vijaya has 3. Munira have 3. Okay. So for the 3, right? I'm just guessing. So Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok very likely would be, one of the top 3s in Malaysia that's currently been using. Yeah. Okay, Terrence have 1. That's fine. Lily has 4. Wow. Okay, so Bernard says Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram are my favorite channels. Okay, agree. That's also one of my favorite channels. Wow, Charlie, you got 5. Wow, Charlie. Belinda also got 5. Amazing. Wow. You guys really are venturing into all these social commerce platforms. Very good. Janet just hit the top score. Janet has 6. Okay, Janet New just had all 6 accounts. Fantastic. Thank you so much. So that's great. There's so many available social media platforms. These are all the different touch points that you can connect with your consumers. Now, in fact, one of the top questions is that people keep asking, how long do people actually spend on social media? I'm sure you also may not know how much time you spend on social media. So a latest university finding also shows that the average spending of social media time is within 3 hours to 3.5 hours. So if you guys check in your phone, probably that's the amount of time that you have used in social media. And right now, I think in your mind you will be asking, wow, how can I leverage that these consumers are using so much time on social media? How do I get a pie of it? Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Elisa. Having 6 and 4. Good. Fantastic. So the number one question that everyone is asking, and that's why you're here today, is how? How do you target these consumers into you, into your platforms, into your business, into buying from you? So today I'm going to share with you these four broad focus, okay, in helping you in your social commerce journey. The first one is we'll dive into visuals. Okay, why visuals are so important for your social commerce. And then the next one will be description. And the third one would be videos. And the fourth one is something that I like to call it the purchase drivers. So today I'm going to share with you these all four aspects so that you can immediately implement in your social commerce should you find it viable. Okay, Bernard Lai, how long? As long as my phone battery lasts. Exactly. And don't be afraid because a lot of consumers out there are leveraging on social media. So firstly, let's look at visual. Now, many of us, taking a picture is just as easy as taking 1, 2, 3, say cheese, right? Sometimes it does sound that easy, and with technology and digital tools we have right now, it is very easy. But today I just want to share with you, it doesn't matter which platform that you upload. So today, the strategies that I share with you, the content that I share with you are widely available for you to implement in your social commerce or even your e-commerce. It is fine. Now, visual plays an extreme crucial role, especially in social commerce, because that's the first thing that attracts us. So let's look at this example. Yeah, I'm going to show you, and I know some of you already had lunch, but for those of you who have not, this may make you hungry. So, stay tuned. Okay, now here I'm going to show you 3 visuals. All right, 3 visuals. Tell me which one appeals to you more, A, B, or C? A, B, or C? Here are 3 plates of kueh taken. A, B, or C? Which one looks better to you? Comment right now. Please don't tell me you want to makan, but please tell me A, B, or C. All right? Is it A, is it B, or is it C? Which one appeals to you more? All right, so we have Carol who says C, Nazmi who says C, Morgan, Munira, Magdalene, Karen, Crystal says A, Terry says C, Jenna says C, Palimera says A, Ji-Ching say A, Jenna say A, Terrence say A. Okay, so we have a very good mixture of A and C, but mostly all geared to A, yeah? So coaventure.com also say A, Joyce Kam also say A. All right, so majority over here based on the chat, I would say 70% of you said A, 30% of you said C. Okay, now here's what we're going to review. Okay, now of course each of you have a different screen resolution, but it's quite obvious that B wasn't the ideal one that many that appear to you. Now the reason is because A has sufficient lighting, we call it ample light. Okay, B is a little bit dark lighting. Even whatever beautiful food that you had, darkness kind of make it a little bit less appealing. If any of you want to makan B, I think it wouldn't be it doesn't look so nice lah, right? And which is why in our comments section here, over more than 300 participants, mostly of you chose A. Now in C, it looks very bright. Yeah, this is something that we call a little bit overexposed, but it is also a visual technique that some social media users actually use it to upload. So for those of you in food business, especially, I'm sure 300 of you, there will be 1/3 of you mostly in food. I hope so, yeah. Food, number one, has to be appetizing. And just like any product, even including food, it has to look appetizing. And one of the fundamental factor is actually lighting, yeah, to have ample light. Now, you could easily set up a studio like this, yeah, investing in a little bit of tools, a reflector and whatnot, and having a table to set up. Yeah. But however, I do know that most of us are in a budget, right? And of course, what we want to share today is what are the quickest way to actually set up your studio, yeah, and in terms of boosting your picture quality. So here are my examples of how you can get ample light. Now, if you all are living, because currently we are all in a lockdown position, right? So here are some tips for you to get lighting. Yeah, how do you get lighting in your house? Now, for you, some of you, if you are staying in a landed property, okay, in a landed property, go for the door. All right, go for the door near your main entrance. Usually there's ample light. Okay, and for those of you in condo, flat, apartment, usually the balcony side will have much more lighting. And also, if you have a window in your apartment, condo, or landed property, usually you have to follow the time, see where the direction of the sun is. Those lighting are natural and it's very beautiful for you to take pictures. Now, you'll be very surprised, the moment you get natural ample lighting, a lot of your products actually will shoot stand. There are some people or some of us who are living in a house that has no windows and potentially may not have doors, or potentially due to direction there is no natural sunlight. So what I would suggest is you can go check out for all this what we call a photography studio box, okay, or you call it light boxes. What this will be very suitable for you to take is small products, especially food, gadgets, small stuff. They are also bigger as well, so depending on your budget. But this is how exactly you can actually garner light to help to boost your product quality. Now, not to also forget, the second one is actually background. Whenever you talk about visual, right, many of us would just want to impatient, wow, take picture, right? It's so simple. But then when you look at all those pictures, like none of them may be very visually appealing. So let's take a step back. All right, let's not be impatient. Although we all want to quickly snap the photo, in the moment and quickly upload to social media, let's take 10 seconds back. Okay, find a very simple background. Yeah, it could be as simple as your living room. Yeah, having a white blended wall, with less furniture. That could be just one background. So set up your space over there. It could also be your current workstation or your kitchen table. Clear everything away because it really helps you to look into the picture, and it really helps you to have a clean background over the picture, gives visually appealing. What's even more easier is actually you can go to stationery shops if they're open, or you can purchase online, huge mahjong papers or artboard cards with different stunning colors that will also help to bring out your product. Yeah, so simple living room, simple kitchen table, or either a simple artboard card. So all this background will help you to bring out your product. Now, of course, what's even more important is I want to share with you this particular technique. So I'm going to share with you an example. All right, Farid, you're hungry. Okay, I hear you. So I'm going to show you, because Farid is hungry, all right, and say, feed me now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you more examples of food. Okay, now I'm going to show you 2 examples of food. Now tell me which one looks better to you, A or B? Now, again, I'm showing a lot of Nyonya Kueh here, okay, because recently I buy a lot of Nyonya Kueh online, all mostly from Instagram shop as well. So I want to show you these 2 real-time pictures. Tell me, A or B, which one looks better for you? And tell me why. Tell me a little bit why. Why does A or B looks better for you? Okay, so Dave say A. Tell me a little bit why. Why do you think A looks better for you? Yeah. And B, Christina Kwan went for B. Christina, can you tell me why B looks more appealing to you? Okay, so Terence say A, Anila say A, Zhao Manyan say A, Jojo say A, Janet say A. Wow, many of you say A. Okay, Dave Chen says the background is more appealing, yeah, because of the cement tile, yeah. Color 9 say detail of the kueh more tempting. Okay, very good, because it zoom in on the coconut, right? I think everyone look at the coconut like a bit salivating already, yeah? Okay, Karen Cham says B because closer the details on the kueh looks more delicious. DMC say A. Okay, Christina also say bigger kueh. Yeah, everyone wants to see the kueh size is bigger. Hey, Mark, A and B not fair. Choose one, okay? Mark, choose one only. Okay, A looks more satisfying. Okay, Rizal say A because product looks a little bit expensive. Yes, how you position your picture actually helps you to give a different kind of feeling. Okay, great. Thank you so much for all your contribution. And they are all very valid answers. Yeah. So what I want to share with you is we have seen a trend of more sliding towards A. Yeah, there's more than 60% of you actually went for A. So what is the reason? Some of you may not be able to point out so immediately, but I want to introduce to you a concept, something what we call rule of the thirds. Okay, now what rule of thirds basically mean is you look at this box over here, I split them into 9 grids. Yeah, I split them into 9 grids. Just take a check. Yeah, so a study by Pennsylvania University actually shows that this rule of third, meaning the moment where we split the picture or our photo frame into these 9 grids. Now look at the yellow color intersections. Yeah, look at these yellow color intersections. You can see that actually more people will actually pay more attention at the top left-hand side of that intersection. Okay, so in fact, more than 40% are more susceptible to look at the top left intersection. And then the rest of the intersection is about 20, 25%, 14%. Now, what this rule of thirds mean is whenever you take a picture, okay, and you apply this rule of third, it helps you to be a guideline to make your picture a little bit less boring, so it looks a little bit more visually appealing, a little bit more attractive, and more importantly, it tells the consumers where exactly they are focusing. So let me go through again, and I'm going to show you the kueh picture, so get hungry again, all right? Okay, so let's look at A. Yeah, in A, so the moment when I apply this visual grid over there, can you all see where the red intersection is? Those are what we call the intersection. Yeah, very immediately you can see that the entire kueh picture was actually shifted nearer to the left intersection. So its intersection is intersected at the 2 left dots over there. Yeah, which makes it, you know, like, wow, in the picture you're not middle, but you're at the side a little bit. So it makes the entire composition, you know, to help you to look better. Yes, Morgan, like the golden rule, the guidelines look like a conch shell. Yes, so this is a guideline. Yeah, it helps in a lot of product visuals, in a lot of product pictures, and also food photography. Now let's look at the B one. For those of you who commented B, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. In fact, different kind of techniques were emphasized on different visuals. Yeah, but if you look at B, you see the entire picture, all the kueh was actually intersected in all that. So what this means is that the entire focus was in the middle. Now, it's not to say it's totally visual unappealing, it just makes it a little bit boring, which is why in the entire chat, we saw more than 60% of you all went for A, because A just looks nicer. Now, this is how our human eye actually works, and this is a scientific study. So I'm sharing with you that the rule of third is not a rule that you must implement. It is a guideline for you to help you to take better pictures. Okay, so it works for product pictures, it works for food pictures, it works for humans too. Okay, so try and keep improving. All right, so remember, under visual, it's always important to have ample light. All right, it's good to choose a simple, nice, plain background. All right, and of course, you know, try to apply this rule of third technique into your visuals so that your social commerce pictures can help to stand out. Okay, yes, correct. Yep. Correct. Yes, this is photography basic. You're absolutely right, Marina. However, there are many who may not understand why. So, which is why I wanted to bring this up, so that, you know, for those of you who are new into social commerce, you can immediately apply this technique, and that helps you to boost your product pictures. Because, like I said, the first entrance in social commerce is your visuals. Yeah, so visuals really help to captivate, which is why we go into the second part. Now, many of us think that social commerce is all just visuals, but not necessarily. Yeah, the moment the visual has captivated your potential customers, what next is your description. Now, your description is going to be having a conversation with them. And what I'm going to do here right now, I want you all to prepare all your phones, okay, be ready, because in this particular activity, and admin also please stand by, admin will share with you 2 particular links. You can click any of it. Now we are all under lockdown, and we want to be, you know, healthy, active, you know, and keep us, you know, to remain vigilant at all times. So let's imagine that we want to shop for yoga mat. Okay, let's imagine we all want to shop for yoga mat. Not to worry, price is not a factor. So we all just want to shop yoga mat only. Now, for those of you, try to scan this QR code right now. All right, I provided 2 QR codes for you all to scan, because there's more than 300 of you, and, you know, all of you, once you all scan, it may take some time. So admin also will share the links of the group activities into the chats. All right, admin will do that right now. I'm also sharing additionally a QR code as well. You can scan either one. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you can scan either one of these QR code. Okay, read through. There are 2 yoga mats that I've given to you. All right, there are 2 yoga mats. I want you to read their description and tell me which one you are able to which one you would like to purchase. Okay, neglecting the price, they're being the same. Which one you would like to actually purchase. Now, admin, please share the links on our chats, all right, for the group activities. Yep. So now, for those of you who have already reading and is currently reading, do tell me which particular mat. Is it mat number 1 or is it mat number 2? Okay, and please tell me, or for a particular reason, why did you choose mat 1 or either mat 2? Please tell me why, most importantly. Yeah. Okay, so I'll give you some time to scan. All right, you can use any QR code to scan. In fact, the admin will be sharing the link into the chat boxes right now in the comment section in our live to be shared to all our participants who are not able to scan. Yeah. Okay, so we have Nazmi who chosen 2. Nazmi, please tell me why. Jason, also please tell me why you chose 1. Gideon mentioned you say 1. Okay, understood. Because it's easier to read. Okay, Joe, also you mentioned 2, have complete product details. Okay, I see. What about the rest of you? Yeah, let me know which particular one you chose. Okay, let me know which particular one you chose, 1 or 2, and please tell me why. Okay, I know not everyone do yoga here. Right? I'm also not a yoga fanatic, but recently I also been forced to do yoga lah. Because at home, that's one of the only activities that I would do. And I can tell you, I quite don't enjoy yoga because it's a lot of patience. But I'm very fortunate to actually found a decent mat for myself as well. Okay, Munira say mat number 1 because I can see the description of the item more clear. Visual is also very pretty, great. Mat number 2. Visual is pretty, but description very blur. I see. Okay. Carol say, number 2 gives quite complete information. All right. Okay, Sidec have already shared the links. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who were unable to scan just now, you are able to click. Okay, Jack, tell me why you chose number 1. Lee Jia-en, tell me why you chose number 1. Joseph. Okay, Joseph chose number 2 because, wow, it shows you about products care, yeah, value added. Palimera Mai, the photo shows different usage of the mat, which is number 2. Very good. Tay, more product. Tay, which one do you choose? Yeah, 1 or 2? Yeah. Okay. Santil, chosen A. B has too much of clothing. Okay. Nicole chose 1. Aisha chose 1. Nasmi. Oh, I see. Okay. Karen also chose 2 because able to view somewhat the texture and the quality. Okay, that's good. Now, Jason mentioned that 1 is more lively, yeah. 2 is more engineering dialogue, lah, yeah. More engineering catalog, very specific, very, on point. Okay, Morgan, Mark say, I chose 2 because the number 1 product features explanation threw me off. Why I need to mention the slag smell? Okay. Hey, Morgan, I tell you, when you use yoga mat and you sweat, it's very important to tell you about the smell, okay? It's very, very important, yeah. Okay, great. Most of you also chose 2. Yeah, there's about a 50-50% of you chose 1 and 50-50% chose 2. Now, Li Jian say with icons clear cut. Okay, 1. Veron also say number 1 clear features. Wow. Yamin say actually it's clean. Number 1 is more modern and easy to read. Fantastic. Okay, so I see that there's a 50-50 over here of you choosing 1 and also choosing 2. So for those of you who pick 1, most of you mentioned that it's quite easy to read. And for those of you who have chosen 2, mostly over here, I seen, it's very clear, especially stated by with Rita, by Go Vera, mentioned more details, yeah. Of course, Eva also mentioned that 1, the fonts are very clear, very simple. Yeah, but there is a 50-50%. Now, what exactly, thank you very much for all your participation, yeah. So what exactly does this activity tell us, yeah? Especially in terms of description. Now, we can see even this real life demo that there's 50% of the participants prefer the first kind of description. There's also 50% of the participants, prefer the second type of description. Now, the description has nothing wrong. Okay, it is okay to implement both, but you might be thinking, if relying on, InstaShop or other Facebook shop and whichever it is, other than visual, descriptions actually helps to have that conversation. Now, so from there, your descriptions are actually talking to your potential customers. Now, you can identify which one appeals more to your customers. Some of them maybe prefer something that's very short and precise, straight to the point, more feature. Like for example, some of you also mentioned in Mat 1, you went very into detail of each of the materials and also features. Some of you mentioned that, in terms of Mat 2, it teaches you how to choose the right yoga mat. There's even a yoga master Sifu to tell you which mat is suitable for you, or even how they even design the yoga mat. Now, these are all sorts of descriptions that you can connect, the content that you can use your social commerce to actually have a conversation with your consumers. Yeah. So most of you say, yes, I agree with you, Munira. Munira mentioned description must be aligned with the visual. Fantastic. I love that line. Yeah. But you are absolutely right. What you show in your visual must be consistent with your description. So even over here, just this yoga mat alone, you can break it down to 10 different topics. All right, you can break it down to 10 different topics already. So remember, description actually matters. Most importantly is identify what sort of description that you want to speak to your customers. Are you trying to tell them about the features? Are you trying to tell them with a story? And most of you in the food industry, I would want to share with you a tip. The process of making the food is actually one of the description that most people will want to find out. Yeah, especially potential customers. They always want to know how you actually prepare the food. Is it authentic? So I'll share with you my recent experience of buying Nyonya Kueh over Instagram and social commerce platforms. I always look at whether they post, the process, because I wanted to make sure that when they post the process, are their kitchen very clean? Did they follow, really good SOPs? And more importantly is the methodology of them preparing the food. So I like, Instagram's accounts that actually share this to their consumers. And in fact, I also find that there's more interaction when people actually share this to their consumers, so they know, how it was prepared and what they're eating is of standards. Yep. So clear with descriptions. Now, I want to jump in to the third factor over here that can really affect your social commerce. And this one, is something up and coming in trends. I've been seeing a lot of businesses in Malaysia are trying to do this, which is great. So there are videos and also live streams. Now, social commerce platforms have come a long way. Yeah, and how videos and live stream is an up and coming trend actually affects people in terms of consuming your content, and how they consume your content also helps to convert them to be your customers. Now, can everyone just share with me how many of you have actually tried live streaming before? If you have tried live streaming before, type live. Okay, if any of you have tried live streaming before, type live. Now, 340 of you, how many of you have tried live in your social commerce or, in any platforms that you have done? Yep. So if you have done live stream before, have a show of hands, just tell me live. So Crystal have done live before. What about the rest of you? 347 of you. Have you actually done live before? Was it very difficult, challenging, awkward? Can you see that I'm enjoying myself over here? I'm having a live stream with you all. I really enjoy this session together. Okay, so Juju actually tried, Lynn tried, Mark tried, Priya also tried, Cheong Chi Cat also tried, Cookie, Arifin also tried live, Katya also tried live. Good. So a fair share of you actually have tried live, yeah? I'm not sure how long is your live sessions, but the good thing is at least you have tried before. That's okay, Devi, you have not tried before. You can also try later on. So what I want to share with you is why live or either videos are so important. Because around the world, more than 90% of the people actually consume online content, watching videos, watching TV shows, or even movies via the internet. So this includes all the kinds of media, like such as 51%, more than 51% of people actually watch video logs. Yeah, and this is widely available in your Facebook and also your social media. So the question here is, with all this video being up and coming, and the question is why, right? So how, let's park it later. Now let's talk about the why. Now here, the why I want to introduce to you, even media, such as like newspaper, all these magazine companies right now, they're also heavily invested in social platforms as well. They give a lot of bite-sized videos. Like I said, I use social media to look on news. Yep. So the question is why? The reason is because right now we're living in what we call an era of fragmentation. Okay, this era of fragmentation is that we right now live in this digital age. Okay, everything, we have so much to do, there's so little time and so little patience that we have. Same like your consumers. So if they come across your content, your post, or either anything that you're promoting over social media. They want to consume the content. But in the first 5 seconds, the moment they look at your content, if let's say it's visually unappealing, your descriptions is don't know what you're talking about, or either even your video is not engaging as well, what exactly they do, they just scroll next, scroll next, scroll next, scroll next. Entertaining. Okay, let me watch. 1 minute, 2 minutes. Not so entertaining, I will just scroll away. Yes, correct. Yep. So this is what's happening right now in the entire social media platform. So if it's not entertaining, it is not engaging, it doesn't connect with your consumers, very quickly your consumers will want to scroll away. So if you want to know how to excel better, I want to share with you this example. That I want to share with you in this next example, how exactly you can strive. So some of you have been asking, how to do live stream if the seller is doing drop shipping or whichever. So it doesn't matter what business you're in, so long you have the product, food or not. This is one of those techniques that you can actually do your live stream or do your video. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and let me share with you a particular video. So I'm going to share with you this particular video, and you tell me, okay, what you gain from this particular video. Okay, do stay tuned. Yeah, let me just share this particular video with all of you. Okay, if your volume is very loud, okay, you can adjust. But I'm sharing the video right now. Okay, so the video will be coming up in a while. Okay, some of you mentioned that it could be lagging. Let me hold on, yeah?
It's okay. Lagging a bit, no sound.
Okay, so maybe Chia on your end, admin, please, if you can share the video. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for your feedback, guys. Thank you so much. So let's watch Showtime Popcorn.
会看他，哎呦我姐，看他使劲，来，这帮兄，来，朋友，喝个乌苏吧。东北人喝什么乌苏？那你喝啥？哈尔滨，哈尔滨，哈尔滨好喝吗？好喝，吹牛逼。哈尔滨酒，哈尔滨弄它，哎呦我去，怎么的？怎么了？你啥意思啊？不够硬啊？不够硬，来骨头，不行来骨头。你要牛不成牛的门儿，看使劲，大力劲，好了，我去，别着急，朋友，这看我齐腰操的道具，门儿看下来，使劲，门儿，哎呦去，齐腰操的道具是牛师傅，齐腰操的是没有大哥，先行吧，先行，你给你下钉，往前走道，放刀，走。往前推，往前走道，一刀下去，再来上一刀，慢压，轻点儿，我都能绑着，你绑着吧，这回来，你帮我绑着点。我害怕呀！你不是你手有劲儿吗？绑着呢。
All right, thank you so much, admin, for actually, sharing that particular video. I think it was quite entertaining. Most of you are saying that it's very dramatic. I apologize for just now being lagging and no sound. However, I hope that all of you were able to look at the video. So tell me a little bit, for those of you who managed to see, because I understand that, everyone has slightly different bandwidth. For those of you who managed to view the entire video and hear about it, it doesn't matter if you can understand Mandarin or not, it's okay. But tell me, what did you learn from this particular video? Yeah, tell me, what did you learn from this particular video? Okay, So, yep, Charlie mentioned that it's funny. I understand. Okay, see to believe. Okay, Color Nice says it's dramatic. It's making my attention to know what's going on. That's very good. Yep, that's actually quite spot on. Fantastic. All right. And Nicole says that as engagement. Now, Paul, very good demonstration. Yeah. So for some of you who mentioned just now, how do you do, like drop shipping or whatnot? The most important thing is you can demonstrate to your consumers. Cook. Arifin mentioned that how to mess up a kitchen, how to get okay. Yes, it's a very dangerous stunt. I totally agree. The power of attraction. Yep, attracting your customers. Using the right tools to cut. Very good. Wow, most of you are actually quite spot on. Okay, great. CSD mentioned selling through engagement. That's actually right true. Carol mentioned that real testimony helps. Yes. Sim Guachin mentioned it's funny. Rita mentioned entertaining. Nicole Lim said exaggeration. I totally love the word. It is extreme exaggeration. Okay, so let me just summarize, what are the key learning points from this video. In fact, usually during in my class when we run the video workshop, it's so fun because we get to play with the different tools and everyone get to implement their live streams. They come up with content. So today I'm just sharing this particular video, and I hope one of the few learning points that I want to share with you. So shouldn't even you do video live stream, keep in mind. Number one, you remember the lady who was taking the big knife to chop the plastic bottle and cannot chop? Exaggeration. Okay, dramaticness. This is what encapsulates people's attention. Yeah, your first 5 to 10 seconds, something so exaggerating helps to bring people to have longer time to view you. Yeah, so that's a technique that you can use. And more importantly, this is actually a feature to help people to understand, or at least your customers when they're looking at the live stream, you use one big knife and try to chop something and cannot chop, then they know already size doesn't matter, it's the sharpness that matters. So next, then you bring your knife out, ding, 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 right? The second one, remember the slightly bald man, he was trying to, we gave them a glass bottle. He didn't want a glass bottle. He wanted another, beer can to try the knife, and he did. Yeah. So one of the learning points, is very important is even though you're doing a live stream, always stand by different demo products. All right. Anticipate what your live streamers will actually ask you. Hey, this particular product, is it suitable with this? Hey, this particular product, is it fitting for this? And if you have come prepared, it's so easy for you to engage your consumers there and then, and the conversion possibility is even higher. All right. So anticipate. Now, the third one that most of you actually mentioned, yeah, and I love this, that most of you actually captured it, is called engagement. Engage, engage, and engage. So regardless whether we are doing an offline live streaming or even an online live stream, like even right now, never fail to engage with your audience, because the most important part of videos and live stream is the moment you engage your audience, you are connected with them. So then they will listen and they will want to know more about your product, your brand, what exactly you're selling. Yeah, so engagement never fails. Get them to do something together with you, just like the last one, the guy, he go pull over and cut the tissue paper and he pull out his thumb because the knife is so sharp. I'm also very scared. But similarly, engage your audience so that it's easier to help you. Yeah. Wow, Bernard actually summarized it very nice. Let customer experience and demonstrate how easy the product works, hence create a very effective testimony amongst themselves. Yes, the word here is seeing is believing. So if any of you, planning to embark into live stream, do try these techniques and all these learning points here today. Now I'm coming to my final, and this is where I want to share with you some of the purchase drivers that I really like. So we utilize these techniques, either for marketplaces, social commerce, so long it is online. These are some things that can really help you to boost your purchase, at least your customers' purchase in social commerce. Now, why we call it online purchase drivers? Because this is something that your online consumers may be expecting. In fact, they will be expecting, and this will really help. So the first one is free delivery. I know Malaysians, you always think everything must be free. Malaysians, I totally understand. I came from that background as well. I also want free delivery. But how free delivery actually works for social commerce is a bit different. So as much as this was being adapted from an e-commerce marketplace like Lazada or Shopee, whichever it is, free delivery actually has a huge motivation towards purchase. Now, imagine, okay, I use Okay, let's use Nyonya Kueh again, because I've been overwhelmed with Nyonya Kueh for the past 2 weeks. So I use Nyonya Kueh as an example. I imagine one small packet of Nyonya Kueh selling in social commerce is about 7 ringgit. You'll be asking, Sam, you say free delivery. How to do free delivery? Tak boleh lah. In fact, right now, most of the social commerce, all the integrated apps for delivery, within 5 to 10 kilometers will cost you easily like what? 5 to 10 ringgit? Yeah. So how can you do free delivery? So here's an idea. Now, if you were to just sell one packet of Nyonya Kueh, difficult. Sell it in a set. Have a larger basket size. Make sure that this is like your afternoon tea set on a Sunday weekend special package. Maybe 50 ringgit with free delivery. Now, with more items, you are able to do free delivery. In fact, add on the delivery charges and brand it as free delivery. Your consumers can be very understanding. In fact, purchase above 50 ringgit will give free delivery within 5-kilometer radius, for example. So don't underestimate this free delivery. It really helps to remove one barrier, because very immediately, if I were to view any of your products, let's just say any of you selling food, and I want to buy the food, right? The first thing I'll ask is, still need to include delivery charges. But imagine you have already included the delivery charges. I saw the price is nice. You remove one barrier for me. Now, second one, reviews. Now, reviews are extremely important. In fact, in social commerce, most people actually read a lot of comments, a lot of reviews before they make a decision. In fact, I'm sure many of us, even when we shop online, this is exactly the same thing that we did as well. Because this is human behavior. We wanted to trust someone. We wanted to have a reference when there's someone. So very important. Every customer you convert, please do as much as you can. Send them a nice text message, give them a nice greeting card so that they can type a review for you. It is extremely important to build trust. And this is not a short-term strategy. It's a very long-term thing. Can you imagine if you have been running a business for more than half a year, 6 months to 1 year, the amount of reviews you have collected will help to convert even more customers coming in when they heard about your brand or came across your product. And finally, shorten your checkout journey. The shorter your checkout journey, the faster you're able to convert. Now, I know some of you, may be using different websites and different integration for your social commerce, but more importantly, think of this. If I were to be a customer, I found a product and I want to buy right now, the most important thing is please don't let me set up an account, sign up an account, validate my account over email, key in the OTP that's been sent to my mobile number, then verify again, and then I have to sign in again. By that time, right, potentially all the products that I've added to cart may have been gone. Yeah. More importantly is you want to think, what is my current checkout journey? Am I available to give like a guest checkout? Yeah, something so fast that people can just pay and check out, and immediately I got their details. So think on that. Yeah. So whenever you think about checkout, think twice. Okay. So I'm very happy to share today that all the others, all 4 particular strategies that I share with you, would hope to find it valuable for your entire social commerce experience. And just for today, I'm giving you an exclusive voucher. Yep, this voucher I especially prepared for today's session, so it's very limited. This particular discount voucher can help you to actually utilize to access your online e-commerce or social stores so that you know where to improve. Now you can scan this QR code, fill up your details, and the voucher will be emailed to you by the end of this week. Now, admin, kindly also share the URL. Thank you very much, admin, for sharing. For those of you who cannot scan, you can click. Now, allow me to emphasize this is limited. I hardly give out this voucher. So only the first come, first serve. Yeah. So I would like to recap what exactly that we have gone through here today, so that this particular 4 approach you can immediately implement in your social commerce journey. Now, first, produce high quality visuals using ample lighting, choosing the right background, and more importantly, using the rule of thirds as a guideline. Okay, so this one is something you can immediately implement even right after this session. Now, secondly, so as much as visual matters, remember that we did the description activity. So understand that you have a conversation with your consumers. Now, identify what sort of conversation that your consumers enjoy. Are they very feature-centric? Are they very story-centric? Do you have a grandmother story you want to tell regarding your business? So understand your consumers and see what connects. Okay. Now the third one, regarding the video that I've shown you just now, the holding such a big knife to chop. Yeah, what happens is for video and live stream, for those of you who want to try out, remember one of the key things is to engage, engage, and engage. At any point of time, even though when you're writing your script, okay, for your live stream, remember, how do I engage with my audience? Okay, and even though today we are using social commerce platforms, never neglect the strategies to drive purchases. Free delivery, incorporate the idea in how you package your product, increase review, and also having a quick checkout process. Now, in my experience in dealing with brands and also businesses, I always find all the different common mistakes, such as businesses posting wrong contents in their social commerce and customers are not really focused. Sometimes the entire store is also not being catered for friendly to search, not very user experience friendly. And thirdly, there's no clear strategy and understanding to get customers. So these are the very common mistakes that have been embarked by new e-commerce sellers, even though they're selling on e-commerce, social commerce, or whichever online business they embark to. Which is why our training approach and our consultancy approach allows our participants to actually immerse into the experience of learning, providing them with real case studies, and also helping them to understand from various industries that we've interacted what is suitable for them. So we have served a variety of clients, and we have also been featured in BFM, Lazada, Digital News Asia, and much, much more. So I hope that in this short 1 hour session, I hope that all of you have gained some valuable insights for your social commerce business. I wish you a good luck. So if you need to reach out, for our services to boost your online revenues, do so. Thank you very much, everyone here. So now we have a little bit of time for Q&A.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Sam.
Thank you.
Awesome session. I also took down notes. It's wow, okay, very nice. Our team also doing the same thing. Yeah, I hope you all also enjoy. Yeah. So now we have some questions for Sam. Yeah. So we will do a Q&A session for Sam. Yes, let's go. Okay. So actually I saw this. If you all have any questions, use this chance right now so we can interact with Sam on this. I saw a question actually from Terry. So feedback on drop, I'm not too sure what, but drop servicing that is trending. Yeah, you mentioned something about it. Yes.
Okay, so I think one of the participants just now also did mention, how do you do live for dropshipping products? So ideally, I would say that it is always good to have the product with you, so that if you're doing a live stream, you actually have the product with you. So say, for example, if I'm selling the mouse right now and I'm doing this live, I want to have the product with me, because no point going into a live stream when you don't have the product and all you are doing is check out omong without the product. Everyone are anticipating to see how this product works for them, why is it good for them, and what's the deal for them. So if any of you are into the dropshipping business, I will highly encourage you to have the product with you so that your live streaming can be more effective.
Exactly. So maybe, for example, Terry can order one unit. So you have the product with you, then you use it for live stream. I think that is very, very good.
Yes,
now,
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Now, any other question for Sam? Okay. Start.
Wow, so fast everyone, thank you already.
they all thank you. It's like, awesome.
They want me to get
bro.
down on the stage already.
Okay, but just now I pick up one question though.
Sure.
Yeah, one question from Kenneth Chung. So when you're sharing about the rule of thumb for the photo, then it mentioned that is the rule of third only applies for food, or it can actually applies for other products as well.
Yes. So in my session, I also clearly stated the rule of third is only a guideline. It's a product photography guideline. It's a technique. It's not mainly just for food, but it works very well for food. But if you were into the industry of doing product shooting or even portraiture, like for example, a model holding your Nyonya Kueh. I'm sorry, I'm speaking of so many Nyonya Kueh this week. I had so much Nyonya Kueh. Okay.
Hungry, you're making us.
I'm sorry that I make you hungry. But the idea is the rule of third helps you to align your pictures to look more visually appealing for your audience, and that's ultimately what social commerce you want to achieve, to make your visuals stand out. Yeah. So use that as a guideline. No limitation towards what sort of picture, but try it and test it.
Exactly. Very good. We have two more questions actually from here.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So from Xiao Kwan, Oh, okay. Katya first. How to sell vegetables through e-commerce? Yeah, any tips, ideas?
Okay, so Katya, selling vegetables is basically selling food, yeah, and I guess I can give you an idea here. So the most important thing about vegetables, let's ask the audience here. When you all want to buy vegetables, what's the first thing that come to your mind? All of you go, give Katya a feedback. Imagine if Katya is selling vegetables now on live stream. What's the most important thing you want to know about vegetables? Okay, while we let them to respond, Katya, I will come back to you on this, so you see what's the response that most of them have. Let's go to Xiao Guan's question first.
Yes, Xiao Guan's question. Good. Now, most live shows very noisy, but high energy streamers. Have you come across like calm and steady energy, which is also successful?
Yes, so there are many examples, on Instagram, and I think in terms of live streaming, I watch a lot of TikTok, a lot of good content that you can learn from there. Understand this, different kind of consumers that you're catering requires the kind of urgency, so maybe you need a little bit more noise. But ultimately, like I said, in your live stream, you don't want to be annoying. You can be energetic, but not annoying. Yeah, so have a balance with that. So I hope that my session wasn't noisy lah. I hope lah. Okay, now we come back to Katya's, because our 330 audience, they're a bit kanchiong. They don't know what to say to Katya, right? Okay, so Katya, so when you are selling vegetables online, when you say about e-commerce, I am assuming that it could be e-commerce marketplaces, it could also be social commerce, and it could also be live streaming. I would say one thing regarding vegetables is people's concern will be, are they fresh? Do they have pesticides? Are they organic? Right? So these are common questions that anyone would actually ask. So how do you demonstrate that? Through your visuals, through your descriptions, or even through your video. So have a thinker on that. I've seen one particular TikTok video. They show how fresh their mango is. So they went to their mango, it was raining, downpour like crazy. They went and plucked the mango, they slice it, and they tell you, look at how fresh my mango is, and then he eats the mango in front of all of you. So, that's something that you can replicate as well. Yeah, that's only one of the many strategies I have in my pocket. So I hope that helps you. Yes.
I think exactly. And very good point, because people want to see, right? As what Sam mentioned earlier also, he wants to know like how the kitchen actually prepare food. Yeah, how to demonstrate about it.
Hey, actually, that's me only lah, not everyone lah, okay? I'm a bit particular with cleanliness. Yeah, I'm a bit particular. Yeah.
So like different audience will have like different depths. So I think what Sam was trying to say is, I think for your consumer or your user point of view, what question that they will arise, put yourself in the shoes as well, and that will be a very good one. And this actually linked to, I think, the last question. Yeah. So we just picked this one from Andrew Low, because you talk about like description, right? So this question is asked about, should you add the description to the image or visuals, or have it separated? Yeah.
Okay. So I think to answer Andrew, I think you're asking two questions here. Yeah. The first question is, should your visual contain text as well? I think that's one you're asking, and the other one is, should you have visuals and also description? So to answer, especially when you're doing social commerce, having visuals and description is important. You have two tools here. One is visual, use it. One is description, use it. No harm if nobody reads it. Now, the second question that you're asking is, should I incorporate description in my visuals? Now, that depends. What are you directing? Say, for example, if Katya was selling vegetables, Katya may just put vegetables alone. If that visual can easily demonstrate how fresh is it, there's the droplets of waters over there, so clean, so crisp, fantastic, people can tell. But if that picture doesn't really tell, maybe adding some description can help to guide your consumers to think that way. So why not? Test and try. Yep. I think Pali Mera said your pocket of knowledge very deep. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
And very good speaker who likes Nyonya Kueh. I saw that comment.
Okay, yeah, you know my address. You can send me Nyonya Kueh, okay?
Yeah. Yes, that's great. All right then. So thank you again so much, Sam. I think
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So guys, Sam have to leave, but do get in touch with him. You have his contacts. Yeah. So connect with Sam as well. Thank you again, Sam, for the fruitful sharing session with us today.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And enjoy everyone for the rest of the session. I wish all of you the best. So let's keep in touch. Thank you very much.
Sure.
See you.
Thank you, Sam. Bye. All right. So, yes, we have our upcoming 2 more speakers. Okay. So, I'm sure all of you benefited a lot from Sam's session. Yeah. So, we all remember him for like the Nyonya Kui speakers for that. Okay. So, a lot of tips for you to take back home. Now, next up, we have Aliff from DI College. Yes. Hi, Aliff.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, Chacha.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. So a little bit of background for all the audience over here, yeah, about Aliff over here. Now we're talking about social commerce. So some of us like have products to sell as well. Now for Aliff, right, he actually a background in terms of corporate legal advisor. Interesting fact here over here. While at the same time, he ran a little bit of like side business in digital marketing. But back in 2017, he decided to go full force out for digital marketing and working with several agencies, like also such as like he worked with brands like Asia, Maxis, yeah, securities industry, all these like big companies as well. Now, when with DI College, right, one thing that they use social commerce a lot is during the COVID time. Okay, so yes, so Aliff is actually the digital transformation team lead. Yeah, so he facilitated the transition of the VI College during pandemic online, from offline to online in terms of their service products as well. Yeah, so over here. So let's hear from Aliff, like how do they actually do it? How they help them to actually stand back up during this period of time, which is very important for all of us. So the time is all yours right now, Aliff. There you go.
All right. Thank you so much, Chacha. And hello again, everyone. Thank you so much for staying in the session. I see there's 326 of you here. In the session right now, I'm going to share my screen so that we can get started. All right. By the way, can I do a sound check and also audio check? If you are clear, my voice is clear, my audio and video is clear, can you type 1 in the chat? Right? Okay. Awesome. Thank you very much to all of you here. All right. So the thing that I want to share with everybody here, I see. Yeah. All right. Oh, clear. Thank you so much, Lily. All right. Awesome. Thank you, Halia. Okay. All right. So first of all, let me do a bit of an introduction. And also I will share with you a little bit about how we use social commerce to actually expand the business, especially when dealing with these challenging times. And I believe it's very important in the sense that if you were to compare the business model that we have, which I will explain a little bit after this, it's slightly different in terms of what Sam has mentioned just now, right? Especially when you sell products, when you sell food. And Katya mentioned just now selling vegetables and all of that. All right, so that's how you deal with that is slightly different. But how many of you, can I ask, in the chat are also selling something online, but what you do is more towards services instead of products? Can you type number 8? Right, just see, a little bit of survey from who are in our session right now. All right, okay, thank you so much to those of you who typed 1 just now. All right, awesome. Okay, all right, so while waiting for the feedback, because the integration, everything that's happening here, I will share a little bit. I see for no reason, for example, right? So put in here, so what it can be a little bit of a challenge, but bear in mind that social commerce can be very wide. It's just a matter of how you work it to make sure that it works for you, right? I see. Thank you, CS Lee, KS Wong, Chua Chong Kiat as well. All right. Thank you so much for that sharing. And what I will share here is from the perspective of those of you, especially in the service business, how do we provide value to the customers online, to the audience online, tapping into these different social media channels, right? And also after that, to bring them so that they can become converting customers. And let me share a little bit about us, which is V College, so that whatever I'm going to share with you after this, you can pretty much understand, right, whatever we are offering, and also why we do what we do today. All right. So let me share the first one about V College. We are a financial edutech group. How many of you have heard about V College before? Can you type 1? And to those of you who this is the first time you've heard about V College, this is the first time you've seen me online, right? Can you type number 2? All right. Oh, thank you. I see Stephanie Yi type real estate. So that can be slightly challenging if you were to refer to, the strategy will be different. Not challenging, I would say different, right? The approach might be slightly different. All right. Thank you. Anila type 1. Rizan type 1. Okay. Those of you who probably attended one of my sessions before or any of other fellow trainer session, Okay, Chalmonian, for example, this is the first time that you've heard about V College. So let me share a little bit about what we do. So actually, if you go to our website, if you go to our social media, you can learn more about it. But I will share with you very quickly about what we do here. All right. So we are a financial educator at its very core, started all the way since 2008, right? So this is the core of our business, whereby it started in Singapore. Our co-founder, Ken Chi, he started the business where he understands that value investing is a very important thing, right? So maybe some of you have invested before, you understand what I'm talking about, which is value investing. And to some of you as well, this is probably something new and fresh, right? But at the end of the day, what we are sharing with everybody here, especially online that we're looking at right now, because everybody's stuck at home, right, is the importance of investing and importance of starting early. All right. But then we realize that knowledge itself is not important. It's very important. Let me correct that. Knowledge itself alone is not enough, right? We live in an information age whereby if you were to talk about investment, for example, there's thousands of books, of videos outside talking about investment and everything. But the question is, how come living in an information age where there's a lot of information that you can even get for free, but people cannot actually make it and utilize it, right, to get the results that they want, to get the investment return that they're looking for. This is where we realize this is the weakness in the information age itself, right? So people need more than just information. They need a system. So from that, what we're doing here is actually to share with everyone, right, how we do things, right? So let me share with you. There's a couple of steps, right? Okay, first, of course, I want to let you guys know that we are a global educator, meaning to say we're not limiting ourselves to only Malaysia. And as I mentioned before, we started all the way in Singapore, and right now we have in other countries as well, Shanghai, Taiwan also, right? So our goal is to support a community of value investors globally. And so far, we have supported more than 100 lives, and we are going for more as well, right? So there are some of you guys in the session as well have joined. Maybe some of you are our graduates as well, who know the value of what we bring, right, to the world here. But let me share with you. Also, right now, of course, we have 29 cities, and also we do it in 7 different languages, because investing is something that is very, very important, right? Everybody needs to learn investing, but a lot of the times, especially in certain locality, for example, right, in India or in Johannesburg or any part that we highlighted just now, there might not be enough resources, maybe local provider that are able to provide that standard of quality education, financial education, of course, right? So that's where we tap into different languages, for example, which I will share after this on what we do, right? And this is the flagship programs that we have. If those of you who are familiar with us, you probably heard of the V Bootcamp that we do. So another thing that I want to mention as well, before this, it was called Value Investing College or VIC, but we have rebranded and we are now known as V because of the different arms that we have. We have the education arm and also we have the technology arm. And of course, we have other programs as well that we do, like Value Investing Option Strategy, Rewealth, like how do you, for example, for Rewealth, how do you tap into the emotional part of investing? Because investing is not just about knowledge, right? It's more than that as well, especially when you deal with an uncertain market condition. But on top of that, we have other avenues as well. We even have events, annual events that we do. For example, we have this thing called V Summit, which is a value investing summit that is held on a yearly basis, right? We invite globally renowned speakers to come to the programs as well. And we also have publications, which is books written by our trainers, right? Value investing for beginners, value investing for employees, value investing for women, and all of that too. So all of these products and services combined, right? The key thing right now is how do we bring it out? And before the pandemic, there's a lot of, I would say, even the lessons and everything that we have conducted is being done physically, right? And also because of the challenges in the pandemic and everything, we have changed our way of reaching out to the audience and also to the customers, to the students, and also to make it easy for everybody to join, right? And also this is what we're doing right now, which is the online program to build a community of financial savvy value investors. And one more thing that I want to highlight, which is this part, right? That not a lot of financial educators have. Because on top of education, we also have an application which is called as V-App. So V-App is an application whereby you can use that app for a lot of things, right? Of course, to manage your finances and everything, like retirement calculator and everything. There's tons of great functions on the website. But on top of that, we most importantly want to make sure that people can use the app to easily screen companies, right? And to identify which one are the great ones that you can invest in, right? Great companies. What separates from speculation to actually know what you're buying, right? So that's what we want to do. And the most important thing that I want to highlight, why VApp is the backbone of V College on top of education, right? Is because we are the only financial edutech company in Southeast Asia, which is our subsidiary 8bit Company Limited, right? To be granted financial advisors licensed by Monetary Authority of Singapore. And of course, certificate and everything just for you guys to see, right? So that's why all our students, all our graduates are heavily reliant on the application as well, which we perfect from time to time. We keep on improving the services as well. But so I believe looking at everything that I just told you from the introduction, you realize that we don't have a lot of products, like physical products to sell, right? But more towards the services itself. So this can be a challenge, especially to those of you who are thinking, how do I tap into social commerce in this sense, right? But what I want to share with everybody is don't just look at the end goal itself, right? Because of course, it's just a matter of setting the path and the funnel where you want to direct your customers, your audience to. But at the end of the day, it's very important to know how to reach out to them as well, right? So here, let me share about the social commerce. Right, okay. So first things first, if you look for V College on social media, you'll find tons of different pages that we have. And that's a good reason for that, right? We have the main V website, main V like social media page, Instagram page, and across different channels as well, such as YouTube, such as TikTok too. That's where you find us, right? And if you see, we have different pages, and that's actually dedicated to different kind of audience. For example, the main one is actually shared globally as well, right? And then there's like Invest with V, which is Mandarin. So for example, to Chinese speaking audience, and also V Sharia targeting more towards the Malay speaking audience, and also to those audience and also customers and also students who are looking for Sharia compliant avenues of investing. So we have split all this so that it's easy and also it's dedicated, it's unique, it's specific, right? All the content that we create will be channeled into different pages. And another thing that we're doing also is to increase the value, right? And also to increase the reach towards the audience. You will find like different kind of pages that you see, like Money Home, for example, and even for, we have different series that we do. Even for V Sharia, we have a series called Bijak Labo, and also we have Behind the Stock and everything. If, for example, you were to go YouTube, you'll find under V College, there's different kind of series talking about investment opportunities and financial education as well, right? Oh, I see. Thank you. Yes, you see Money Home, right? Do you like the content, right? All right. Thank you so much. So the thing is right now, which is very important, right? Especially when it comes to, in our case, in education business, what you need to do is always to deliver the value first. But also on top of that, I want to share how do we tap into different category of audience, right? Based on the different flagship programs, services, and also products that we have. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to V College, right, we have 3 flagship programs right now, the V Bootcamp, English, Chinese, and also Sharia, which is conducted in Malay, but specifically for, okay, as in real estate, that's why. Okay, awesome. All right. Okay, so going back here, right? So the way we segment it differently is that this is the ecosystem before COVID-19. And then we realized with the restriction, with the rules and everything right now, you can actually conduct online classes and everything. And I don't know about you, but I'm personally confused about SOP as well, right? Because different states have different regulations of that. But to me, I take a much more conservative approach. You just stay at home, right? And be safe. That's when we realized, back when we started in the early 2020, I remember there was a last program that we did in the month of March, right before the lockdown started. Okay, after that, we realized there's a need to actually continue serving our students, serving our customers, but how do we do it without the ability of conducting a physical class? whereby our students will have to come to our academy, right? So our VI Malaysia HQ is based in Boulevard office in Mid Valley, right? So how do you do that? That's when we find the alternative, which is to introduce these online programs, which is called first, for the English and also Chinese program, we call it V Bootcamp Special Edition. But for V Bootcamp Syariah, we call it edisi khas, so that language-wise, everything is consistent, right? So towards the entire journey as well. So this is the 3 different programs that we've created. And right now, a huge majority, more than 90% of all our programs conducted, not only in Malaysia, but also outside, is conducted online. And this is how I think, especially when it comes to online learning, right, an alternative. But to us, it is more than alternative. What we realize is that there's a lot of cost saving that can be done, all right, on our side. And also there's a lot, you don't even have to spend for catering and everything, which all the values we give back, right, to all our students. And second thing, being from the student side. For example, last time before the COVID-19, we had to go on a tour, like road tour Jelajah Malaysia. What we did, right, we go to the different major cities. Even we did collaboration with Bosa Malaysia as well at that time, right? The thing is, to attend our program, they still need to fly. For example, if they're in KK, they're in Kuantan, they still need to come to our HQ, all right, just to attend the program. That when we realized that having an online lesson solves all this. You can join at the comfort of your home, right? And we have realized that we have gotten a lot of positive feedback. The challenge will be, how do you deliver, how do you create that offline lesson experience and you transition it online, right? So how do you deal, because especially with our flagship program, we have games and everything, like how do you handle your emotions and everything. So those are the things that we have done. Of course, if you like to know more, I can share with you the details and everything, right? Okay, so that going to the next part. Oh, Kai-Chen also, awesome. All right, going to the next part, how do we do the audience profiling? Okay, just to share with you. The thing is, before this, probably some of you have seen our ads. Some of you have joined our session. This is the time that you're looking at the background, right? How do we determine what kind of audience that do we want to reach out to? All right, I think when it comes to digital and including social, especially knowing who your audience is also important, right? Especially, I believe Sam touched just now, when you deal with product and everything, you need to show value in all of that. But when it comes to service, there are 2 parts of it, right? The first challenge is, of course, who your audience is. And second, how do you create enough information that a lot of it, like for example, when you talk about investment, how do you visualize that? How you put that in a nice photo, right? Can be a bit difficult. Maybe some people show the investment result and everything. That can be one of the things, right? But of course, there's a way to do that too. All right, so going back to demographic, we realize from the data that we have, and also social media, especially social commerce, is not something that was new. The only change that we did from the moment of COVID-19 was that we switched the ratio from more towards online, and we realized that more people, even including ourselves, every single one of us, right, with the MCO, are staying more at home, are more online. We chose to increase our spending. But one interesting thing that we've discovered that, especially within this period, right, with more spending that we do, and it actually able to generate like more students coming to our programs as well, right? And cost is much, much lower too. I believe is one of it is because of the convenience, right? It's fit for the moment right now. And also in terms of geographic, that's it. But another thing about gender, what we realized, just one thing that we want to include as well. Because traditionally, if we were to talk about when V College were to start all the way back in 2008, right? Then there are more men than women to learn about investing, probably because they are like ahead of house and everything. But I think going into at least 13 years right now, right, from the moment of inception, so many things have changed, right? There are a lot of career professionals, and it's no longer like it's no longer gender specific too. And what we discovered, right, which is unique, a lot of our students, when they attend our programs and they like it, what they did is that they shared with their spouse as well. And there are even some of them, right, that told their spouse to come and join our session, right? And because of the value that they're seeing. And another thing that we see in terms of income band as well, especially when what we want to provide as a service to the audience is investing, it's important to look at having the right quality leads as well, This is another thing that you need to take into account too. And even to those of you in real estate, for example, another thing that you real estate, or maybe insurance, takaful, and the rest of it as well. So the similar kind of strategy can also be taken into account. And in our case, we are looking at more, to those who have a stable income, because the method that we teach our student is safe to invest, right? You need to have a certain portion and everything for career stability, emergency fund, and all of that. But on top of that, you also need to have a certain portion so that you can start investing. And the age group that we're looking at right now, essentially those who have started working, and a majority of our students who enroll to the program are actually those ones who are already working, right? And they have a heavy reliance on active income, like salary and all of that, right? So what we're teaching them is how do you expand your income so that you can have both, which is active and passive as well, right? Warren Buffett always say, never put all your eggs in one basket, right? So this is a demographic, right? This is to us not something that we are creating. And to those of you especially who are starting, what you need to do is to create a demographic of those ones that you want to reach out to. But always remember, whatever that you have done, okay, based on what research that you do, most of the time is only based on assumption. At the end of the day, whatever profiling that you create, whatever the audience persona, you need to make sure that after that you fine tune and you tweak it from time to time, right? Because it's very important, especially when you run social commerce, you run the paid campaign, you do it organically as well. You need to have this ability to see what kind of audience respond to you, right? And then you can actually choose to address them and also bring more customers in also, right? So I will share with you a bit about the campaign flow visualization, because in our case, it's not just about completing the funnel and everything from end to end, right? But it's more towards also how do you reach out to more people, right? How do you reach out to more people, to more audience, and bring them in? And after that, they can start enjoying the experience of being a student or maybe being a client, right? If you are in the service business. So the first thing I want to share with you, of course, when you want to have a campaign, it can be something that you do organically as well. All right. Okay. All right. So, okay. All right. I'll go a bit quickly as well, of course, because there's another speaker after me coming after this too. All right. Just share with you how you can create your campaign, right? Always make sure when it comes to digital and including social as well, there's no one perfect way of doing it. Right? Always remember this. What you need to do is have different sets, right? Try different methods. Let's say, to show with you, every campaign, for example, and of course, today I'm sharing the information about V-College, but outside of V-College as well, I've represented at least 50 different brands, right? What we do as a standard practice is always to use more than one approach, right? You need to have at least two, and you see and compare which one is much more engaging, right? Let's say, for example, previously, just to build back, right, based on what Sam mentioned previously, okay, you use different kind of, this kind of big knife versus you do it in the different kind of setting, right? In the different kind of setting, different kind of environment, different kind of demo product, or maybe even your background and everything, the way you speak, the script that you use, all can be changed and customized. First, you need to have the separate one. Always remember what you're doing, especially at a very early phase, is on experimentation to find out what is the best way of doing it. Because different kind of audience, different kind of brand will always react differently, right? Okay, the next thing, of course, if they were to convert straight away, that's no issue, okay? That's a good thing. At the first try, you know that which one is converting already. Here's the thing that you need to always remember. You need to exclude that audience, especially for the purpose of cost control. But there are always certain people, right, that are not converting. If you were to get a conversion rate of 100%, I would say that's awesome, but that will be nearly impossible, right? We want to increase as much as possible, but the question is, how do you, right, tap into this kind of audience who are not converting from the moment first time they see the ad, or first time they see your post, or the first time they see you going live and everything, right? You need to always be able to retarget them as well. So this is what we use, what we call as remarketing. It's very important to look at it, right? Remarketing meaning to say for this audience, for example, that have already engaged with your ad, for example, with your video, with your post. They like, they share, they watch it for more than 3 seconds, 5 seconds, and everything, right? If you're familiar with that, they're called through play, for example, right? Okay, you can actually remarket them. This is where you come back with like more information, more compelling copies, and also this is where, if you do have offers, this is when you put in the offer. All right. So first one is for discovery. This is for awareness. You can target for maximum engagement and everything. But after that, make sure that you can put this. Is this like extra bullet that you want to include in so that you can have them convert as well, right? And what we do always, right, especially when it comes to cost control, do you notice, right? Sometimes when you go and buy something, right, after you buy it, you still see the ad. Can you type number 1, right? Okay. Or number 2, if you don't look at the ad and you don't buy it, right, you keep on seeing the ad over and over and over and over again, never ending. Can you type number 2, right? Okay. Brian also. Money home. That's the thing. Very important for us, right? To deliver value. So that's what we're doing here. Okay. So looking at it, right? This is one of the challenges you see. Yes, like Karen put, for example, right? And this is where a lot of ad spend is actually being wasted. This is where sometimes when you see the ad 10 times already, if people don't convert, it means that it's not the right audience. Maybe they're not ready to buy, right? Maybe they're not ready. You can always come back later as well. But for the purpose of that strategy that you're putting in, see how many of you typed number 2 just now. How many ads that has been haunting you, even if you're not interested, right? So that's the thing. If you were to run a campaign, like especially on social media, make sure that you have included this strategy as well. Yes. All right. And also another thing, those who have converted, you can exclude them from your campaign. And most importantly, to get the quality lead in the future, you can also set a custom audience targeting a similar demographic. But always make sure, one of the mistakes that we have discovered, right, especially at the very early phase of running a campaign, right, is where when you target, you see, oh, this is custom audience, right, similar to people who have converted before, but you put them straight towards pushing conversion. Okay, so that is one of the ways that might not be efficient, because some of them might not have heard about you before. This is very important to always bring them back up to the awareness. Make sure that they go through all the different funnels from discovery, right, and then consideration, and eventually we want them to convert as well, wherever that may be, which is on social commerce or even traditional commerce, for example, if you don't have the option, right? I'll share with you, which is the stages that we do, all right? If you go to all of our session, you identify that we have a lot of great content, right? We have a lot of great content. Yeah, okay. All right. So if you look at different channels, all of it that we do here, especially when it comes to information, we give value first. And this is something that you need to do the same way as well, especially to those of you in the service business, whereby it's not easy for them to understand the product. It's not as straightforward, I would say, right? Easy is wrong, not the suitable word here, right? It's not as straightforward as selling fresh mango, right? When it comes to product, and the more complex it is, the more information that you need to put out front to convince your audience that I have enough information, I'm ready for the next stage, right? And also consideration is another thing that we do as well, all right? And also this is where we show more information and we start to introduce, right, what will be the information about the program. And this is where the next step is where the conversion comes in, right? So we introduce like our speakers, for example, and here at We College, it's not a one-man show. We have a lineup of speakers able to take on like different languages as well, right? For me personally, right now, I'm more dominant on you'll see me more on the Malay session, which is Labo Saham Syariah, right? But of course, occasionally as well, you will see some of our trainers appearing in different languages too. That's the capabilities that we have right now, right? And most importantly, always have that link to sign up straight away to make it easy for them as well. And going to different funnel, we always filter out who are interested. Always make sure that you take this into account. And another thing that you can do also is the power of remarketing, right? Remarketing are those audience who are interested, but you know they are either not converting, but there's also another kind of audience. They converted, but there's a chance that for whatever reason that happened, they were unable to attend your program, for example. In our case, the live session that we do, right? So this is where we can use remarketing as well to bring them back and tell them, okay, it's fine that you missed this. You can always come back for more later, right? But another thing that you need to make sure, cost optimization needs to be put into place. Especially right now, ad spend has been higher than ever. It's still considered as cheap to me, spending on Facebook, spending on Instagram as well, right? But it's not as cheap as before. Right now, if you post an organic content, especially if it's like less engaging and everything, right? Like, for example, historically, the content that you create is not as engaging, right? You won't be, for example, for every 1,000 people that like your page, maybe 1 or 2% only sees it. How do you boost it, right? So that's why you come with a paid version of it, channeling out and creating awareness. But always make sure there's a way for you to control your costs. There's things that you can do as well, which I believe, we say that there's also a session on digital marketing later on, right? That you can go into more detail, but make sure cost control to take that into account so you don't waste your advertising spend. And another thing that we realize is important is also to be in the moment, right? Especially when it comes to product that you have, you need to be able to tweak that information and to speak to the audience based on what is relevant today. Right now, for example, we are in the pandemic era. There are audience who thinks that investing is not something that we want to do because it can be a little challenging as well, right? They're 50-50. And also all the craze about cryptocurrency as well. So what we did is that we created content to address that too, to explain the differences. And I think based on the feedback and also based on the outcome that we get, there's a lot of positive feedback that we have gained, right? From the in-the-moment content that we create for our customers. And next, in terms of ad format, so just now, of course, you guys know how to create great photography and everything. But what I want to touch here is slightly different in the sense of ratio between using video and using this, what we call as a static ad, right? Using the images. So what we discovered, especially in the service business, whereby pictures itself cannot truly represent everything, right? So this is where video plays a very important role. And in terms of strategy, what we did, before COVID, 90% of our ad, 90% of our posts is static, right? But we changed that after COVID-19, during the COVID-19, all the way since early last year, because we realized that video content, and I think because people are more at home today, right? They have slightly more, I would say, freedom to how they want to consume the content. Instead of looking at it just on static one, they can choose to play and also watch it whenever they have the free time, right? So this has been responding very well, and this is what we are doing right at the moment as well. And this is some of the top performing ads that we did. We realized that there are also ads that are not performing, meaning to say, when we create content for our audience, especially in the service, especially in the investing education business, right? People no longer want to know about investing 101. They're not interested about that anymore, which I think is a good thing, right? In terms of awareness, but they're looking for on the next step of it. For example, do you invest in gold or do you invest in stock? Or do you invest in mutual fund, like unit trust, or also do you put your money in fixed deposit? This is what that we create, and we create the value and we present to the audience from the very beginning, even before they can come and become our student, right? And also one more thing, and that's an extra thing I want to share with you, is on how we want to, we can boost it further. Of course, V College being a global financial educator, we have the resources to tap into these high tier influencers, right? For example, one of it, how many of you remember Pua Chukang, right? Best in Singapore and JB, and some say Batam. All right. Okay. So what we discovered, right, especially when we use influencers, right, it creates a lot more trust. So we see that, especially when it comes to money. Okay, first thing that you need to know, the celebrities that endorse us, they are our graduate. They know exactly what we offer to the students. They know exactly how to invest by the method that is being shared by V College, right? So what we discovered in terms of cost, using influencers actually have a positive impact in the cost, right? Where the cost over the past year, it got reduced by 30 to almost 40%, right? Because of the trust that we gain. But make sure when it comes to using influencers, you also need to choose and also select the right influencers as well. There were certain engagements that we did that might not be bringing the kind of result that we're expecting as well. But most important thing is to keep on learning. All right, and next part, challenges ahead, share with you how I think this is one of things, especially when it comes to social commerce as well. When we deal with digital, you cannot run away from data, right? One of the things that we have discovered from years over years, there's always a change in terms of how you can use the platform. It can be for the good, for the better, and also can be for the worse as well, right? There's always a balance to it, which I would say that's why Facebook remains relevant, right? There's a lot of, despite, for example, if you were to run ads previously compared to 5 or 10 years ago, it's much more broader than what we can right now. For example, anything that's related to religion and all of that is no longer available, but I think it's a great thing, right? Think of ourselves from the customer perspective. To me, that is something relevant. But what is good also that's being introduced by Facebook, like for example, social commerce is not something that was, I would say 10 years ago that you can actually do. People can look at it and buy directly online as well, register online and all of that. But it is possible now, right? So always know how to adapt yourself, your strategy, your framework, so that you can work and get the best out of the current technology on social. And another thing which I think is very important also is on the privacy side of it, right? With the never-ending battle that we have right now, iPhone and everything, that makes it much more difficult to actually do targeting for the audience. And this is one of the challenges that is what we discovered, right, over the past few months because of the introduction of iOS 14, for example, right? Sometimes the result might be varying a little bit, and this is not only on Facebook. We're seeing the same thing happening on TikTok as well. But of course, from time to time, right now, Facebook has yet to have like official or a solid way of overcoming it. But there are always alternatives that you can still do, right? Always remember that too. And the key takeaways that I want to share with you here. First, always make sure with the social commerce strategy that you do, first thing, do your market research, know who your audience is, right? Who do you want to address and how do you spark interest that is relevant to them? How do you speak to them? Second, plan your customer path, which to go where, right? Sometimes, yes, of course, you can convert straight on social commerce. There are sometimes might be a bit difficult for you to convert that you have to resort to traditional e-commerce as well, right? That depends on the ecosystem that you have, but you can do your planning correctly so that the strategy can be as effective as it can be, right? And the third is one of the most important thing, right? A lot of challenges that we have is always we look at the way people do, right? Other brands do, our competitors do, and we replicate the exact same thing. But always remember that different market conditions, different brand, different audience will always reflect differently, even to different product as well. So how do you know what is working, what's not working? Test it out, right? Test it out, allocate certain budget. This is what we can call as A/B testing also. After that, okay, the post A versus post B, post A is much more engaging. What you need to do, first, study it, what makes post A great compared to post B. And after that, you can replicate the process to validate and also to add spend. And after that, always optimize whatever that you do. Always make sure that it's never a finished product, right? It's never a finished product, similar to anything digital, including a website as well. So you need to keep on improving. There's always going to be areas, there's always going to be avenues that you can improve it. And also the way we see it, right? At V College, we noticed that this is one of the things. Ads or post video always work better, especially today dealing with the pandemic, people staying at home, having more time to consume content on social media, right? So we would say if you have the resources, right, to go for video, go for video. And then another thing also, great creative does achieve great result, which I think is very important. And that's why, right, like even Sam mentioned just now, right, your image, your video and everything is the first thing that they're going to see, even before they click expand or even before they click play. So always make sure, invest time, right, to plan out how your creative is going to be, how are you going to deliver the message across, all right? And also, this is everything as a key takeaways that you can do to improve the entire journey, all right, to our customer experience. And also, probably some of you, right, who are interested to know what we do here, right? So now you're looking at the behind of it. How do we tap into our audience, but also to those of you who are really interested to join our session, right, to know what it's all about, what the hype is all about. If you go to our Facebook page, you see all the review and everything that they give, right? You can actually scan the QR code, or even I believe that there will be link, right? Amy, can you help with that? Thank you. Right, so you can join our session, and this session is actually coincidentally happening tonight. All right, so if you enjoy the session, the short session that we have, of course we don't have a lot of time here. If you want to see me again, right, to talk about something different, which is talk about value investing, and the class is free, by the way, it's happening tonight at 8 p.m. You can scan the QR code, and then we'll see you tonight. All right, okay. Awesome. So that's pretty much everything, which I believe we can go into the Q&A.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, Aliff. Okay, so for Q&A, let's sum up everything. Yeah, we have another speakers. Aliff will be with us later together as well until the end of the session. So if you have any questions in regards of like service, yeah, I saw some of them posted. So we also will collect the questions later on. So you take some rest first. Join us later. I'll re-invite you again together. Yeah. So thank you so much again, Aliff.
Right.
Thank you. All right. So now we have our last speaker of the day, Geraldine over here. Okay, so Geraldine, hi.
Hello.
Hello. So Geraldine, she is actually from, you can see Back to School Co, also from Search Connections and their Berhad. Yeah. So a little bit of her background over here. Now, when the time we talk about Facebook for business, when the time was new, so she already started to venture into social media. And actually, there is a word, social media became her word. Yeah. So it was like exciting word for her. So she leveraged on social media a lot to build brands. Yeah, so about like social commerce as well. Then over here, she also create a lot of like stories that highlight like business trends, then a couple of like personal touches as well. She uses social media a lot for like her content as well as for other brands. So let's hear from her for her experience. Yeah, so about like how we can utilize social commerce better. Geraldine, I'll pass the time to you. Yeah,
Thank you so much, Chacha. And hello to everyone who has joined me for this afternoon's sharing. Okay, I understand that most of us have been here from 2 o'clock. I'll give you 10 seconds to just stand up and shake around, shake it off, maybe a little bit tired, a little bit aching, while I put up my sharing. Okay, all right. If you can see my slide, would you kindly just write in the text, in the chat box, one word that has caught your attention in this slide? Just one word that has caught your attention. So, well, in the meantime, while you're doing that, today my topic is what others are doing that you might want to do too, right? And most of you here are involved in e-commerce, social media, and the combination of the two. So I'm here today to just share with you 3 tips on how you can do it well or better, yeah? All right. I see some people writing FOMO. Animation, thank you. I hope the animation is not causing any lag, yeah? FOMO. Okay, what is FOMO? Good question. Good opportunity for me to share what is FOMO. FOMO stands for fear of missing out. A lot of people are having FOMO because, you know, they haven't received their vaccine call, vaccine appointment. So a lot of people are suffering from FOMO right now. And in this context, my context, what am I talking about FOMO? It is basically you want to know how people are doing well on social media. You want to know how to do it. You want to know how to create ideas because you do not want to missing out on opportunity, missing out on sales, things like that. So in this case, what I'm going to talk about today is the 3 tips that you can, right after this class, straight away you can implement, yeah? So just a reminder for everyone, there's no need to reinvent the wheel. Just follow what works. Taking on from where Aliff left off, he did mention to test it out. Yes, I agree. You need to test it out. You follow what works, but you need to find out also what works for you in which way. Yeah. All right. And Who am I? Chacha gave a very wonderful introduction of me. My name is Geraldine. I'm actually a social media marketer, social media manager, turned trainer. So I own a digital marketing agency. Our services are focused on helping brands, helping companies manage their social media accounts. And we usually manage for them Facebook and Instagram accounts. Earlier days, during 2010, 2012, it was more like Facebook and Twitter. Later on, Twitter sort of became less essential in terms of brands and for a lot of the companies that I serve. So we move into Instagram marketing. So, and that's my background. I've been doing that for like 10 years. I started this journey in 2010. My Sendirian Berhad is Search Connection Sendirian Berhad. And you see my logo there is Back to School Co. Back to School Co is actually the training arm of Search Connection Sendirian Berhad. Yeah. So not to be confused, it's actually the same company. You can ask me when you connect with me on Facebook later, but let's move on to the meaty part of the journey today. So if you're ready for some secrets, type in secrets and I will just get to the first one right away. There you are. Thank you so much. Okay. Secret number 1, collect reviews and testimonials. Yeah. Collecting reviews and testimonials is easy. It's not easier said than done. It's easy. So like what Sam, the lover of Nyonya Kueh, has shared with you, you need to increase your reviews. You know, social media, e-commerce platforms, even some social commerce platforms give you a feature that encourages your customer to post a review, to give you star rating, this sort of things. Ensure or activate the process to encourage them to do that. For example, like TripAdvisor. A lot of us look for hotels, this is before Airbnb, a lot of us look for hotels, look for accommodation via Airbnb, via TripAdvisor. And we tend to look at the star rating, at the review, what are the comments, what other users have commented about their cleanliness, stuff like that. And that helps us make a decision, right? So similarly for you, for your product or services, activate your review collection, activate your testimonial collection, right? It is your badge of honor. It's not about bragging, but if you show it in a tasteful manner, it is very helpful for your customers. Yeah. So what I've written out here is I have 3 T's for you. Yeah, T for tango. 3 T's for this secret number 1. The first T basically is around creating a team. Yeah, the first T, maybe have a day where you post out your testimonials. For example, testimonial Tuesdays. I'm sure you all know about Throwback Thursdays, but maybe create something like testimonial Tuesdays where you share your testimonials. And then the next thing is maybe create a template in which you copy and paste your testimonials, put it in a certain template, like a frame, something like that, and post it. So every time a user or a fan, a follower sees this post, after a few times you are doing this, they will get the idea, oh, every time I see this, it is testimonial, and I'll read, you know. And the last thing is tag. If you can, tag your fans. Maybe you can't do the activated tag. You can just tag this is Salma from KL. This is Mr. John Smith from this company. You know, have a tag on them. So the 3 T's, if you remember, have a theme, template, and tag. Okay. Moving on. Hi, Sharon. I see your hello there. And hello, Priest. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay. Who wants tip number 2? Okay, here you go. Tip number 2, leveraging on user-generated contents. Yeah, so I have three advice here. The first is encourage customers to use your brand's hashtag. Does your brand have your own hashtag? If you do, type it out. I would love to see your brand hashtag. Brand hashtag. Just a bit of a time difference, yeah, between the live show on Facebook and where we are. Okay. Nobody has a brand hashtag? Bungkueh by Dalam. That's nice. Palimera Mai. That's also very nice. Terry, yours is, I don't know how to pronounce this. SFS Energy, Sindram Berhad. I see it now. Okay. Kiru Aruldas, I am Eco Queen. Lovely, I get that. Yoking Lai, Mayura Apothecary. See, wonderful. Not job mine, Nicole Lin. Interesting. All right, so continue typing so we get to know each other's hashtag. That's very helpful to grow your business, right? This is a marketing platform after all. Okay, so I've got 3 P's for this secret. The first P is public. When you encourage customers to use your hashtag, your brand's hashtag, remind them, can you please make your post public? All right, making it public enables you, the brand owner, to track. Right, to track. Second P is to post. Reshare their post with permission. How do you get their permission? It's very simple. If you can actually see it in public view, you can always PM them, send them a message if you can share their post. And nowadays, what I notice, small business owners or homepreneurs, mompreneurs especially, you get your testimonials given to you through WhatsApp. You actually ask your customers, did you receive the delivery? How was it? Was it tasty? Was it good? Packaging okay? You ask them, right? So these are your reviews and your testimonials. So ask them, may I share this review on my Facebook page, right? And the third P is to push. Okay, what is written on the slide is creatively repurpose the user-generated contents. So you push it out a little bit. You've created you receive your testimonials, you receive the reviews, you create the template, you post it out, which means you're pushing it to your audience, your followers, your fans, and the likes. Okay, any questions so far? I'll just wait a moment and I'll see some questions over there. More and more hashtags are happening here, right? I'll just pick randomly. Don't be offended if I didn't pick yours, yeah, because quite a few are going on there. Jackie Lam, yours is hashtag Team Ethics. And KS Wong, yours is hashtag Damansara Central Residences. Wonderful. And Noor Amy Liana Othman, yours is hashtag Eurofabric. Immediately, I'm getting the sense that I kind of know what business, what industry you're in, and that's a good hashtag. Yeah? Okay, talking about good hashtags, what is UGC? Wonderful. UGC is user-generated contents. So which means, your customers, the users of your product, they wrote something about you. Let's say you're selling, let's go with Nyonya Kueh. I'm a Nyonya girl, so I'll talk about Nyonya Kueh, yeah? Let's go with Nyonya Kueh. I have bought the Nyonya Kueh and I love it so much. So I wrote a review for the seller. Not too sweet, lovely. My whole family enjoyed it, even my picky 4-year-old. And you post it on your post. And you, as the seller of the Nyonya Kueh, Geraldine's post is considered a user-generated content. So pick it up, package it however you want it, meaning to say redesign it, put it in a template of yours, put your color scheme, your logo and the likes, and ask permission before you post. So that's repurposing your UGC. So this user-generated content is not only sitting on your user site. Let's say she posted it on Facebook. It's not only her fans are watching this or seeing this, you can also use her materials to share to your followers, your fans, to just encourage or boost sales for that product. Understand? Thank you for that question. Okay, just a word of caution with regards to creating your brand's hashtag. Okay, some word of advice, that kind of thing, yeah? Rule of thumb, hashtags should not be too long. How much is too long? 3 to 4 short words would be enough. Not too long, because if you notice when you type hashtags, right, sometimes it drops to the bottom. That doesn't make sense anymore, right? A hashtag should appear on its own, one word, yeah? I see another question. Does it mean we have to do a hashtag at our page first? Okay, for Facebook, thank you, Crystal, for the question. For Facebook, if you create a hashtag and you park it somewhere in your cover or your profile picture, sure, people can take a look at it. Sometimes people put a badge on their profile photo, fine. But more importantly, you need to use it. Use it in your posts. Not every day to be annoying, not 30 hashtags at a time. So there are rules to hashtagging, yeah? So you can check out the rules to hashtagging on Google, yeah? There are a lot of articles on this. If you are on Instagram, which I recommend you to be, when you're on Instagram, you have a very good important space, which is your profile page, yeah? There's a very important real estate there, which is your bio. They call it your bio, where you can put things like your website, you can put description to your service and products, things like that. That's where you incorporate 1 or 2 hashtags, your brand's hashtag. Let's say I saw just now someone was about, let's say, awesome baby essentials. If Evelyn Wong, right? Awesome baby essentials. So I'm assuming that you're selling baby products. Yeah. So sorry about that. My hair just dropped. Okay. You're selling baby products. So you put hashtag awesome baby essentials in your bio, but you may want to stay away from generic hashtags like hashtag baby, right? Hashtag baby is already existing out there. It's not important for you to promote that on your bio. Again, bio is your Instagram profile, yeah? So putting awesome baby essentials, great. Maybe find one more where you can also insert so that people can use it. Okay? So second thing I would like to warn, the first one was the length of your hashtag. The second thing, take this down. Maybe you want to Google it later. Funny misread hashtags. What are funny misread hashtags? When you Google it, you will actually come across some of the more popular hashtags that has been misread over time. I would like to say what one of the example that is has been on my mind ever since then, the funny misread hashtag. But when I'm going to type it out in the chat box, yeah. But please do not. How do you call it? I'm going to ask you a question. Once you see that hashtag, okay, the hashtag is there. So this was Susan Boyle. You guys remember Susan Boyle? She was a very, very good singer. She competed or took part in a singing competition a while back, I think 2011, 2010. So her team, after she found fame through this contest, her team was launching her album. So they created a hashtag, all right? So don't reply because I don't want anything to be censored. But this was the hashtag they created for her, right? Looking at the hashtag, one glance, you can see a word that shouldn't be in anybody's hashtag, especially a Malaysian business hashtag, because you know we are a little bit traditional, very Asian, yeah? So this hashtag has got a problem in it, right? So it's be careful for misread hashtags, right? Give me a thumbs up if you understand what I mean with the hashtag that I've put in the chat box. Okay, in the meantime, I see a question from Jackie. Just wondering, will it be easier for people to find us if we use generic hashtags? Okay, the answer to this question is multi-layered. The answer is both yes and no, all right? This is the worst answer there is. Yes and no. Why is it yes? I'll answer why is it yes. A generic hashtags, we call it big hashtags. Big hashtags on Instagram will get millions of people to notice your hashtag. Example, hashtag baby. A lot of people will see it, but a lot of people are scattered across the world and they are interested in different things when it comes to baby. For example, they are probably interested in baby photos. They are probably interested in prenatal, how to get pregnant, I want a baby, and they might be interested in baby food, a wide range. So you do get baby, people that are interested in baby. However, why do I say no? A generic hashtag brings you a lot of people, but that does not mean it gets you exactly who you need. So take it a step further. Maybe you can add baby food if you're selling baby food, right? And take it another step further. Baby food Malaysia, because you're localized. These are just examples of moving from generic hashtag, very important as well, but to a more, it's like a funnel. The top one, the top of the funnel is your generic hashtag. Moving down a little bit narrower, and then you get your customized audience. Make sense? Brian, sorry, not all attracted by potential customers, but instead it directs to an interest. Yes, if you know the IDA model of marketing, if you are into awareness, bringing value, bringing knowledge to your audience, providing value like what Aliff has said, large hashtag, wonderful. Generic hashtag, great, so that more people can see your awareness post, your awareness type of message. Yeah? Okay, so I see a lot of sign up, a lot of thumbs up. So I get that you understand why that particular hashtag is a no-go. So how do you ensure the hashtag of your choice is okay? Don't contain some words that you don't intend to be in your hashtag. For me, it's easy. Just get someone who has dirty-minded person to read your hashtag back and front. Just read your hashtag, break it any chunk they want. Okay, so that is a tip from me. Ask a dirty-minded friend to see, hey, my hashtag okay. Then they'll tell you. Okay. However, creating hashtags, you need to be creative, yeah. Recently in Malaysia, we've got Kita Jaga Kita, Bendera Putih, this kind of hashtags, very good. Do you guys remember when Cucuk My AZ came into the news? The first time hashtag Cucuk My AZ came into the news. All kinds of drama we felt, right? But tell me, do you think Cucuk My AZ as a hashtag is a good hashtag? If you think it's good, put 1. If you think it's not good, put 2. Cucuk My AZ. Okay, Palimera says 1. KS Wong is tickled by the word Cucuk. Go Brian says 2. Karen Cham says 2. All right, we'll see how the vote goes after this. So the lesson here, or rather the takeaway from this is sit back and think. Don't be a short sendiri hashtag creator. Okay? Because you might be only able to see from your perspective, you're the business owner, your product, it's your baby. Of course, you can see the good thing about your hashtag. Wow, this hashtag shock, what? People will get it, what? But really, just ask your closest friends and they can give you some feedback of your hashtag, yeah? Creating hashtag is very, very fun. Okay. Yep. I see some 1s, some 2s, yeah? Very center, middle on this, split right in the middle. Okay, I'm trying to find where is my... Okay. Secret number 2 is fun. Let's move on to secret number 3. Secret number 3 we are already doing. So it's actually not a secret. I cheat you all a little bit. So it's not a secret. Social commerce. What is the first word? The first word is social. It's not a secret. Social. So in this case, just now I got 3T, then I had 3P. Let's go to the 3E. Okay. The first E is engage. Engage, I think and I hope as a social media practitioner, most of us are on social media because we want to engage with customers. Have you guys seen pages that don't talk to customers one? Customers ask question. Quick, no sound one. Cricket. Not a very good practice for a brand page, and especially not a good practice if you're a small business owner. Yeah, small business owner, you've got to amp up your warmth, your connectivity. You have to, right? Because we don't have the brand to rely on. We are not a very popular brand that people will just it's okay lah. They're so sombong, they're so arrogant on social media. It's okay. I still will eat their burger. We don't have that kind of centuries old brand to rely on. So we need to engage. We need to be warm. We need to talk to our customers. The second E in this case is entertain. Just now, I think repeatedly, Sam mentioned, I think Aliff did mention as well, we need to entertain. a lot of us in the beginning of the segment at 2 o'clock, I remember seeing that some of us come into social media, be it TikTok, be it Facebook, even LinkedIn, we are looking to be entertained. Of course, the definition of entertain could be different for different people. So based on your product, based on your service, find a way to entertain your customer. Your customer is not the same. Colonize your customer is not the same as Diana Othman's customer. Find a way to entertain, keep engaged, keep interest of your customer. The third E is entice. Entice, meaning what? Do something that will spark the interest of your audience to come to you, to talk to you, all right? So offer promos, participate in those 7/7 deals. How about lifetime deals? You can consider, a lot of app companies are doing lifetime deals, LTDs. Yeah, so be social, all right? And actually, we've come to the end of my presentation today, right? If you like what I've shared, I actually do have one program that's happening this Saturday. It is actually a content creator program. It's a workshop actually. So I'll be teaching you about how to create contents, how to get ideas about creating, crafting contents, and I'll be teaching you about designing for your content. These are social media related contents, blogging related contents. So with that, if you're on LinkedIn, there I am. Facebook, there I am. And if you want to email me, there I am. All right.
Thank you very much.
Am I good on time, Chacha?
Yes, you're good.
Wonderful.
Thanks for sharing, Geraldine. Yes, there are a
Most
lot of like
welcome, my pleasure.
three E's, three things. Yeah. So, all right. So let us re-invite Aliff back to the screen together with us. Yes, thank you both of you for the sharing session. Yeah, I'm sure they all benefited for certain of the points that related to their industry as well. So over here, we'll pick some of the questions. Yeah. So to talk about it. But meanwhile, for us, before we jump into the questions where we ask, and some of you, if you have any question, you can also post, yeah? So we will have a survey link for all the audience over here, survey link that we would like to hear feedback from you, okay? So our team will also post the link in the comment box. So do give us some feedback. What do you think about the areas of improvement that we can have? Then also give us feedbacks about what are the upcoming topics, yeah, in future that you would like to actually hear from Sidec as well. All right, and also stay with us because later on Sidec, PIC will also come on board to actually share some of like the upcoming available programs that are available from like Sidec and how to help like businesses, entrepreneurs that you can actually benefit from. All right, let's jump to the question part. Yeah, so I saw some of the questions that just now some of them posted, and we pick up some of it, yeah. If you guys have any other questions, can also post in the comments, yeah. Over here, okay, so I think the first question from Norizam, okay, so it goes to Aliff because when you mentioned about creating value a lot, so can elaborate a little bit about value?
Okay, all right, value goes in, all right. Okay, value refers to the value of information that you provide, especially when it comes to the, like, for example, in our case, right, in education business, whereby whatever you provide and everything to them is the value in itself. It's not a product or something that is, in a sense, tangible, right? So how do you elaborate? Value is whatever piece of information that I would say, one, it can be something that is practical to them, right? So the moment they learn about it, they can apply and they can take away after it straight away. And secondly, make sure that whatever information and everything that you provide is not something that they could have picked from anywhere, right? It's not like a mass of publicly available information or knowledge, right? To give this kind of information, that's considered as a value already, right? So
all right. Okay. Great. Yes, exactly. So value have like different contexts from different businesses as well. But as in terms of like maybe in service industry, what are the knowledge things that clear people doubts, problems? Yeah. So people are asking for it. Then how do you actually create content that actually share knowledge about it? Yeah, so great one for that. Now, second one, I think the question is back to Geraldine because about the hashtag thing, a lot of people share. So create the hashtag for the brand first, or how does it work? And the third one, how many hashtags should we use? Both questions.
Okay. All right. So Kalanice and Zafira, thank you for your question. Actually, with regards to hashtag, let's just put it this way. There's no right or wrong. It's a matter of let's start, let's do it. All right, let's do it. So your brand hashtag first, or your product come first, or your service come first. Product and service come first because you want to sell, right? You want to make money first. Then you think about your brand hashtag. Same as things like how do you say it? Your branding, your logo. Is it important? Very important. But if you need to sell and if your customer already come, sell. Then you think about your hashtag. How many hashtags should you use in our posting? Different for Instagram, different for Facebook. Facebook people seem to think it's very annoying to have a lot of hashtags. For Instagram, it's necessary because that's how Instagram users search for you. The psychology over there is different from the psychology over on Facebook. So Instagram allows 30 hashtags maximum. So if you're new, you're starting out, you have no idea, go for 20. So that you are found and you're also unique.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So hashtag Geraldine is amazing. It's coming up in the comment. All right. Thank you for answering, Geraldine. And I think the last question, I'll address it to both our speakers. Yeah. So any rules or guideline where we approach customer for any testimonial after sales? Because both of you mentioned about testimonials to reuse it as well. Yeah. So how to open and close the conversation? There are two questions over here, but maybe let's hear from Aliff first. What's your thoughts in this?
Okay, all right. I believe that testimonial is a very important thing, especially when something that they cannot see in itself, right? So that's why I think if you go to our Facebook page, you will see a lot of testimony that we get from our students as well. But I think one of the things is to request for testimony at the right moment, because towards the entire journey, right, there's always going to be like ups and downs itself. But always make sure. Usually the way we do it, right, whenever we request for testimony, is at the very end of the program when they have seen everything that they can get from the program itself, right? And after that, of course, we will request for testimony and everything, voluntary, of course, all right? And that's how we do it. To me, it's always important to make sure that they see all the value they can get first from whatever product or whatever service that you have to offer. And after that, request for testimony.
Great one. Yes. Thank you very much, Aliff. Yes, we approach people after they get the value from it. Yeah, good one. Now, Geraldine, what's your thoughts on this then?
I agree with Aliff for sure. After they have seen a full picture, then only you can ask for evaluation. Same in the training industry, like you teach everybody everything, all the objectives are met and everything, then it's rightful to get an evaluation of some sort. However, if you're like a homepreneur selling cookies, selling smaller items, jewelry or something like that, you can always upon what do you call that, delivery, you send the parcel over, give it 2 days, and then do a check. Hi sis, have you received? Because when it comes to homepreneur, your relationship, your bond is very close, right? A lot of them use dear, use sis, or ma'am. So you text them and check. Hi sis, have you received the parcel? Right? Test temperature dulu. Okay, don't go and serang and say, hey, how nice the product, sedap the cake. So it's that, terima already. Did your family enjoy it? You have to enter using the Malaysian spirit lah, the warm style method. But this works for the smaller industries, huh?
Smaller industries, yes.
So because the bigger industries would be seen as, tak professionalnya, these people. There's a lot of perspective.
Brand guidelines.
Correct.
Okay, exactly. So like different stages of business that you are in as well, yeah? So yes, great one. So how do you actually use that and then when to start? Now we have, before we invite Sidec's personnel and also say thank you, I think we have like a lot of people trying to like also catch the speakers for your thoughts, yeah? So there's one from, yeah, okay. So yeah, this one first. So maybe I'll just answer on this one. What about best SEO true and all? So Rizal, we have a topic on Google marketing in September, which will touch a lot more in terms of SEO because e-commerce is an overview thing, yeah? So it's not like every single topics that we will touch on like as everything. So that's why we have 15 topics for you. So if you're interested, do stay tuned in September session for the Google marketing on SEO. All right. So on this one. Now, the second question I think people ask about is the Instagram. This one. Yeah. So Instagram and Facebook page. How can we reach our promotions to other regional areas? In what way? Okay. On this one, from both of your experience, what do you think?
Aliff, want to go first?
Yeah, Aliff, go first.
Okay, all right. So the way I see regional areas, right, one of the things is, of course, the language itself. I think that's the first thing, right, in terms of barrier. For example, if you whatever you create content is, let's say, in Bahasa Malaysia only, it might be a bit difficult. I think one of the strategies that you can put first, create, maybe you can create separate channels, or from the same channel, one you use the same, like use the standardized or unified. Okay, this is the content that's intended for an international audience. You can use English as a medium of communication. And secondly, you can also look into the trending topics and also the trending hashtag that is popular in that region that you're targeting, in localized version of it as well, right? So that's something that you can do as well. There's a couple of tools that you can use. You can take a look at it. And I think one of the, I would say, one of a practical way to look at it, which market that you want to tap into, right? Identify the local influencer in that region, right? Or maybe a local brand as well, and replicate how do they communicate with their audience, right? And after that, yes, I would say that you'll be able to do that.
Okay, yes, great one. Geraldine, I think this will be our last question. I see most of them coming up, but then this will be time constraint. Yeah.
Aliff took on the answers that I have, but agree completely with Aliff. No, it's correct. We are both doing the same thing in the same line, right? Okay. Just to add on that, without knowing, colonize your question, without knowing context in terms of what you do sell and budget and all of these key things when it comes to social media and digital marketing, right? Aliff pointed out that you can leverage on influencers, or influencers. A lot of people think very expensive. A million followers, and that. Educate yourself more about influencers. You can actually leverage on orang biasa-biasa, local, normal people, small-time influencer, but very specific in your product, your service type, and all this. So there are a lot of ways to do this. I think Aliff and I are open to having being in contact with you, email us or something. Yep, to get more clearer answer for you.
Exactly. Well, yes, thank you so much for both of you for answering, and thank you for sharing with us today. Yeah, so once again, to everyone, stay connected with Aliff, okay, and Geraldine. You have their contact in the sessions when they share, okay. So once again, thank you, and we hope to work with you in the future and re-invite for other sessions as well. Thank you, Aliff. Thank you, Geraldine.
Thank you for having us. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much. Well, all of you, while you're still here, as I mentioned, we will have a session with Sidec right now to brief you about certain programs that the Selangor information Sidec is actually having for businesses as well. And we have Salman over here. Hi, Salman. Yes.
Okay, hello. Hi, Jaja. Okay, never mind. I'll take over from here.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you guys for joining Sidec EC class number 3. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of your time while you are actually filling up the survey form. Okay, it's very important for us, for us to have a feedback from you so that we can actually improve. And then, I mean, you can also share what do you want to learn from us. Then we will try to, find the best speaker in the market for you guys. Okay, I'm just gonna share very quickly. I think for those who are joining our class in the first session and second session, you might know, but for those who are new, let me just share my screen. Okay. All right. Okay. So basically, for those who are still new with Sidec, I'm just this year we have a new consider as tagline, which is cultivating high impact entrepreneurs. And why are they matter? Because high impact entrepreneurs is actually entrepreneurs who adopted digitalization in their business. Even if you're not, even if your products you can't sell online, but you can adopt some of it, like using digital marketing or using the system in running your business. Okay, so I'm gonna skip this. So this is our target audience and ecosystem. So we have basically we have 3 e-commerce startups and SME. And how they work together is from SME, the e-commerce seller will get the product from SME, and then e-commerce seller will help to sell or assist SMEs in selling their services or products through online platform. And how startups actually get involved in this ecosystem is that they are the one who provide the service provider. They are the service provider to those e-commerce solution. So if you look at the screen, the startups will be in the middle, meaning that they are, supplying this technology to the e-commerce, and also they are also supplying the technology to the SME. So in order for SME to adopt digitalization, they need a system, a CRM system, payment gateway. Other than that, it will be like their accounting. So this is how they can adopt digitalization. And right, so this is our stage of entrepreneurial cultivation. So first is talent upskilling and reskilling and upskilling. So this is like the course that you join today. EC class is the course where we are, skilling talent, looking for talent, upskilling and reskilling. Because I know that some of you might, impacted by pandemic, so loss of job. So upskilling and reskilling and learn about e-commerce, digital marketing will help you that also. And then if once you have a knowledge about it, then you will start to to adopt, to use e-commerce, to onboard to selling platforms, for example like Shopee and Lazada, the easiest one. And then from there you understand the flow of running a business and e-commerce platform, and then you will start to brand, and then you will strategize how to brand your product, how to scale your business, and from there you will inspire other entrepreneurs with a success story. So this is how we design our program in Sidec. So in Sidec also we have this is our center in ICT Shah Alam. If it's not during pandemic, you can come, and then you can, if you need consultation, then we will help you to assist you. And then we have a photo studio as well. We have a photo studio and also co-working space in our center in ICT Shah Alam. And then, so this is how we design our program. So we have e-commerce programs. This is the e-commerce class that you join. So we still have, I think, about 12 upcoming until September. So make sure you join all of these. The reason why we start this e-commerce class in 2015 is because we want everyone to learn about e-commerce. Even though sometimes the knowledge that you have, you will not use it in your business, but when there's a time you want to actually adopt to e-commerce, actually you understand the flow of e-commerce, the terms that they are using in e-commerce, what is B2B or B2C. So when you talk to people, when you talk to your client, your customers, your advisors, so they understand what you want to do. So that's why we divide it into 3 modules. First, the introduction, e-commerce process, and also digital marketing. And then we also have e-commerce masterclass. Don't look at this, because this one is the old version. Last year I just put it here for you to see. So this year we have about 8 masterclass that will be in BM, also in English. We haven't come up with the topic yet, but by August we will start to publish it on our Facebook page. So okay, because it's e-commerce masterclass, then there'll be a payment. So this is not a free class. There'll be a minimum payment or like commitment fee, so that you really attend the session. So it can be 1 day or 2 days. It depends on the topic. Okay, so stay tuned. We will update you on this. And also we have this online 100 and brands 100 program, where we allocate like 100 merchants to join, 100 entrepreneurs to join this program, where we provide them a free website and also selling on marketplace. So if you're looking to start selling on marketplace, or to have your own e-commerce website, you can apply to join this, because and then our evaluation team will have a look at your business, and they will contact you. So you can go to sidec.com/100 program. Okay, and then this is our previous program, Jelajah Usahawan. And then in October we will have the launching of Malaysia Top E-commerce Merchant Award. So if you're already selling on e-commerce marketplace or store, so you can join this, because this is like one of the biggest e-commerce events in Malaysia, and we have been running it since 2016, and then next year will be our 2021. So during 2020 campaign, we managed to to capture a GMV of, I think, about 34 million. So it is a good campaign. Yep. And then also we bring our selected entrepreneurs to a study trip. So this one is 2018. So I hopefully next year we can bring some of our entrepreneurs to a study trip. And then startup programs. Okay, if you are a service provider, or you're a company that developing a products that are related to technology, for example, solution, payment gateway solution, or POS system solution, or any solution that is related to a startup technology, you can also join our startup program. We have 4 programs: Selangor Accelerator Program, Pitch at Selangor, Startup Roadshow, and Startup Roadshow domestic and overseas. And then I think last year we did bring some of the startup to Silicon Valley to connect them with with the venture capital in Silicon Valley, and to give them more exposure about the startups in United States. And also we have some SME programs, workshop. Okay, so the last one is I'm going to talk about Selangor E-Bazaar. Selangor E-Bazaar is a campaign that we run during the pandemic in 2020 until Raya this year. So the reason why we come up with this campaign is that we allocate 1 million to platform e-commerce marketplace such as Shopee and Lazada. So for them to boost the sales of Selangor merchants in their platform. So if you look at the screen, then during the 4 campaign that we run, we managed to actually get around 144 million GMV. So this is a good campaign that you as a seller you can join. So hopefully we will still have this in coming 11/11, because last year we have it during the 11/11 mega sales, and then hopefully the state will run again this year, and then you can join. And then the last one is our Selangor SME digitalization matching grant. So this is for a company that planning to adopt e-commerce or digitalization. So you can choose e-commerce, HR or payroll system, cloud accounting and tax, digital marketing, and also e-post. So basically how this matching grant works is that you can apply for a grant that is maximum to up to 5,000 ringgit. For example, the solution is 10,000, so the state will pay the 50% of the cost. So you have to still bear the cost of it because it's a matching grant. And then how do you want to join? So how do you, because to apply this, we will have to look at your business, and the criteria is you must register under relevant law of Malaysia, and then 50% must be owned by Malaysian company. Company registers must be in Selangor also, or you have a business Selangor in address. For example, when you open your company is in Penang, but then when you operate is actually in Selangor, so it's fine, you can apply. And then at least must more than 1 year in operation. So you're also required to have a minimum annual sales turnover of 300,000 ringgit and not exceeding 3 million, because this is like the criteria for SME. Okay, and then is limited to 1 application per company. So how to apply? You go to our website, and then first you have to look for a digital service provider. For example, you want to adopt e-commerce website, so you can go to one of our DSP, for example, like Easy Store. So you get a pro forma invoice from them first, and then from that only you submit your application through our website sidec.com.my/SelangorGrant2021. And then after that, it will take, I think, about a few days for them to evaluate, and then they will contact you directly. Yep. So that's all from me. Thank you so much again for joining our Sidec e-commerce class. This is our yearly class. So next year we will have it again. So make sure you join all the 15 class, because we have a lot of interesting speakers. You see, like today we have Sam, Aliff, and also Geraldine. So they are very experienced. They are the coach. They teach people how to do business online and e-commerce. All right. Okay, so don't forget to fill out the survey link. If you have any question, you can actually ask in our Facebook page. Just type anything on our Facebook. Our social media team will try to answer your question. Anything that you look at the e-commerce. Yep. All right. Thank you.
Exactly. All right. Thank you, Salman. And actually, right now, to say thank you to everyone. You all have been awesome audience for today. Yeah. So we have upcoming on Thursday, same time, 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, which we'll be talking about live commerce. A lot of you asked about the topic on live commerce as well. So we hope to see you on Thursday's session. All right. So right now, stay safe. All right. Take care and see you on Thursday. Bye-bye.